What is up, PCP Army? What is up, chicken dicks everywhere? Welcome to the Double Douche. That's what we're doing tonight. We're talking about Roadhouse, everybody. Welcome to PCP Crew Movie Night. Let's welcome in the crew. Let's welcome out. What's going on? Thank you so much for joining us here in the PCP Army. So, we're going to be reviewing and talking about Roadhouse tonight, the 1989 Patrick Swayze classic. And this is all because of one man who says this is his favorite movie ever. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to PCP Movie Night. Everybody give a station to Bueller. Welcome to the Double Douche, my friend.
That was an awesome intro. I love watching those video clips, and you even had the little best one-liners ever made, you know. And stuff. But I got to tell you, honestly, you said it, man. This is my favorite movie. Some people have called me Mr. Roadhouse. This movie literally, and I'm not joking, it changed my life. So Roadhouse, if you haven't watched it, if anyone that hasn't watched this who's in the chat, you guys are missing out because this review will be twice as long as the movie itself. So when you're done with this review, go watch the movie. But Robbie, thanks for having me on, man. This is awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's my honor. And we all rewatched Roadhouse in honor of you, Bueller. And we thank you for everything you do here on the comic book YouTube community. Speaking of the comic book YouTube community, this cat watched it for the first time, released his reaction. I had so much fun watching it. It's Perry from Perry Comics.
How's it going? Yes, Roadhouse. I should have watched it a year ago, Bueller. It was a knockout.
You should have watched it when you turned 13 years old, man. It's a rite of passage.
I should have. Now I just became a man at 27 years old.
I agree with that.
Well, Perry, thank you so much for being here. We also have good old Jab Jelani in the house. What's up, my man?
Hey guys, good to see everybody. Man, this movie, wow, what a trip! I haven't seen it probably in like 10 or 11 years, and like watching it again, this is insanity at its finest. So I love pretty much everything about it. It's so authentic. It captures like a slice of life that you never really see in other films. And well, you see it in other films, but not, I don't know. This was just like this hit at the right time. And Swayze's amazing. Oh, yeah. And like, just pretty much like Ben Gazzara is my jam in this film. And Sam Elliott, he's dreamy. So I mean, there's so many cool things that you can say about this film, and it's so macho, and it's so like I don't know how to explain it, but man,
we'll get to all that, Jelani. We'll get to all that.
I love to point out little things while we're here. Might as well.
Speaking of little things, and speaking of double douches. We got the man himself. It's Mario Master, Mutant Micro Master Magnetism, Master Music Machine. Some of those words were made up. It's Brooks. What's up, Brooks?
Well,
how are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
Last night was your first time watching this film.
Yes, it was.
Seemed like you had a good time.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I like this movie a lot, actually. Like, I could stand a rewatch on it. But, I got the gist of it, and I actually really enjoyed this movie.
All right, so we got the gang assembled here. We are here at the Double Deuce, as you can see. See behind us how cool that is? We're actually at the bar. Anyway,
that's awesome.
So we're talking about this film, Roadhouse. So I grew up, Roadhouse and Dirty Dancing was always played in my house. Like, my mom and stepfather, like, loved those two films. Just played all the time. And, when I started getting really into film, I started getting really snotty and pretentious and snobby, right? And I started like this distaste for this movie. Oh, this movie, blah, 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 blah. So I haven't watched it since those days. And I watched it because I was like, man, this is a great opportunity to get Bueller on the show, get Perry involved, get the gang involved. And Bueller's trying to already get everything distracted by with a Joker video, but we'll hold off on that. But thank you, Bueller. And it is the best movie ever. It's one of them. Like, seriously, on this rewatch, just having fun with the homies, me, Jelani, Brooks, our buddy Tony. Like, it was so much fun to watch this film with a giant bottle of sweet red wine. All we needed was the cheesecake, and we were the Golden Girls watching Roadhouse. But
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
This is a staple now. This movie is cheesy, but I also think that it's a very clever. I think this movie is actually very clever, and I think it's saying something about the 80s action genre. This came out in 89. It was at the end of a lot of stuff. It was produced by the guy that did like things like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, but the writing is, I think, at times satirical, but like this is like a bad movie but it's a good movie that's a bad movie. It's so good at being bad that it is a bad movie, but it was awesome. I had so much fun last night watching this film. I loved it. Bueller, overall, what do you think about the film?
Well, obviously, I said it's the best movie ever, and I stand behind that to this day. From the very first day I saw it back in 1989 at the movie theater, sitting next to my mom and stepdad and my best friend. I walked into that movie theater, and I didn't know what to expect because I just watched Dirty Dancing like probably a few weeks earlier, and it really didn't do it for me when I was like 13 years old. But then I walked into this movie. I kid you not, I had pubic hair when I walked out, and that's when you know a movie makes its mark. When you walk in and you walk out with a full, you know what going on and stuff. And that's exactly what happened, man. My mom, like I said before we started, she was extremely uncomfortable sitting next to me watching Patrick Swayze go to town on that dock and the other people in the back of the bar and all that stuff and everything, and watching the guy's throat get ripped out. But really, when I think of any of the movies from my childhood, it's this one. And this one, it just had, I mean, freaking monster trucks, polar bears. I mean, it's ridiculously over the top, but in all the right ways. Yes. And with someone like Patrick Swayze, who unfortunately is no longer with us, his ability to carry the movie how he did, considering what other movies he's done, let's just say like Red Dawn, amazing movie. Okay. Obviously Ghost, people love that movie. The other one I'm thinking of, I just said the Dirty Dancing. Okay. Just to name a few.
The Outsiders. The Outsiders is a great one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many great movies that he's been able to do. And this was kind of a departure when he kind of took this role, and he was a little hesitant about taking this role. And after they started filming, he was still a little hesitant, but once he got into it, he's like, yeah, this is going to be something special. And it really wasn't a big hit. I mean, it did okay in the box office, but throughout time, this has become kind of a cult classic movie, and it's on a lot of people's favorite, 80s list of movies, and it just doesn't stop. From the very beginning of the movie to the very end, it doesn't stop. It's go, 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 go the whole time. There's something different all the time. There's, people dying you don't expect to die, and then there's people living that you don't expect to live, and a whole bunch of in between. So it's awesome. I mean, I actually have it on right now in the background so I can look over and watch it, and it doesn't have any volume, but right now they're sitting outside with the monster truck and they're making fun of the fat guy and stuff like that. So, but it's such a good movie, man. It covers every base. You have a love interest, you have action, you have drama, you have comedy, you have blind musicians, and Sam Elliott. What more could you want? So there you go.
Jason.
Absolutely. And it's also a neo-Western. It's the typical Western story about the dude coming into town. He's going to have to clean up the town. He's the samurai figure. He's coming in to clean up the town from the boss, who's like the overlord, who's extorting everybody, the crooked big boss. Yeah. And it really fits into that mold, but it modernizes it. And actually, I think is a satirical piece on 80s action, because nobody wrote these lines seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, they're all in on the joke. I watched the Shout Factory documentary, and they're like, yeah, we knew what we were doing, but they did it. They do it earnestly. This movie is earnest. Speaking of earnest, Perry, I watched your reaction video to this, and I had so much fun with that. I absolutely loved it. My favorite bit was when you were so concerned when the farmer was possibly dead after his house got blown up, and you're like, somebody's got to take this motherfucker out. I loved it.
He was so innocent, he opened up this farm to this guy. He's like $100 a month to keep the church happy, and he's just a farmer dude. He's got beef because he lives next door to this guy. He hates him. And I didn't want him to die. I'm happy he's not dead. I'm happy he was still breathing.
A lot of good guys live, and this is very good guys, bad guys. It's a Western, black hats and white hats and everything. But overall, what do you think about the film? What are your thoughts and reactions?
For a movie that came out in 1989, I wasn't expecting much out of it, but it was really good. It held up. I enjoyed it. I laughed. I was blindsided by the amount of breast in the movie. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the guy was from The Thing, but he kind of looks like the guy from The Thing. But I don't think I've seen another Patrick Swayze movie, so I gotta check out more of his films. And this movie definitely makes me want to watch more of his films. It was pretty good. We've seen his butt too. I wasn't expecting that either. I thought he was gonna sleep with that lady.
They got this weird thing where they put in false love interests, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they trying to fool us? Like, you don't know who's gonna bang Patrick Swayze in this film. It could be anybody. It could even be Terry Funk. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I think the most enjoyable part of this movie were probably the quotes. I like all the quotes, like is a wooden horse have a wooden dick, just like those weird. I would never. What does that even mean? Like I used to fuck guys like you in prison. I was
That's one.
Out of nowhere, dude. Like, is that intimidating or is he trying to hit on him? Like I'm confused right now. But it was like that's hilarious, and I've never heard anything like that before. So yeah, definitely great job recommending that movie.
Hell yeah. What about you, Delaney? What did you think about the film and on the recent rewatch?
Man, what a trip. We got tipsy watching this. Well, I think Brooks got drunk watching this, but we were watching this again is such a fun ride. Oh my God. Like Swayze, I don't know. I think he was born to act. I think he plays any character that he plays well. And his background characters played well in this film. I loved everybody in this film. I don't think I had a problem with anybody, even the fat redneck guy with the polar bear. I think, oh my God, he was great. He's like, I guess. They were like, you didn't see anything either, did you? He's like, polar bear fell on me.
I mean, what's your reaction otherwise?
It's so like honest, and it was so real, and I was like, wow. I mean, it felt fantastic. I love my favorite scene is when Swayze is in the Dalton. The name's Dalton, and he's in the bar the Roadhouse for the first time, and he sees the fighting, and he's just standing by the bar, just chilling. All this chaos is going around, and he's moving his head while glasses are flying and stuff. And he's just picking up what's going on. They're like, "You should come out and help us." And he's just like, "No, I don't care."
One of my favorite things is Perry made the comparison in his video to Gordon Ramsay, and it is like Hell's Kitchen. It's like you're gonna bring this guy in, and he just watches first, and he's like, "All right, you're out. This is what we're gonna do.
No drugs." Yeah, you're stealing from the till. Yeah, it's so cool, and I loved everybody in this film. Ben Gazzara is awesome too. It's just I could spotlight so many people in this movie that are just so clean at what they're doing. Even the doctors had their moments, and I love this film. I didn't think I would love it as much as I did for the rewatch, but the rewatch was great with you guys watching it with us, and it was so clean all together.
Yeah, it's definitely one to bring the crew together, have some cheap wine and watch. I mean, in the good spirit. And we were like, what Jasper are they talking about? Because we have a Jasper in Alabama. We're like, we've been to bars like this, like Perry commented, like, did they used to put like fences? Like, or I saw in some video, they used to put
chicken wire, like on the around but that's crazy.
We've been to a place like that.
Wow.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Yeah. But really good stuff. So Brooks, you watched it for the first time last night. What'd you think about it?
I liked it a lot. I can stand a rewatch on it. Pick up some of the details, but I mean, it's it also kind of reminded me, like you said, it's like a kind of an old Western type feel. It's kind of had a Yojimbo kind of thing to me too, especially with him, like, coming in here, and then like, he just stays in this like barn loft with this old dude, kind of like the dude in Yojimbo that puts him up.
Yeah, it's basically it's Yojimbo, it's Shane, it's that whole
Yeah, this I love the fights in this movie. It's just dudes, wailing on each other. Like it's just real,
It feels real. I like that. It was so much fun to watch. It is absolutely hilarious, and it has to have been intended to be so. But one thing that's not hilarious is the performance by Patrick Swayze. It is spot on. I think this is one of the best roles I've ever seen from him outside of like Donnie Darko. I think he's brilliant in this film, and the moments in which he has to be emotional and to be hit emotionally, he plays it as well as he can. But, he's a gymnast. He had studied a little bit of martial arts, but he got like really into the fight scenes. Him and that dude that told him that he used to fuck guys like him in prison apparently became like lifelong friends because they bonded after that. And I just love that the character of Dalton is not just this badass, the stoic badass. This is like a Wolverine type character, right? Mm-hmm. But he's a fucking philosophy major, right? From college. Like they briefly mentioned that, he's like so cool. He's got this Zen mentality. I love the character. I think there's a lot of layers to it that they're trying to explore in the vehicle that is Roadhouse. What do you think about Dalton and Swayze's performance overall, Bueller?
I would agree with you. Now, one of the things about his character is he doesn't actually want to fight. Even though he can fight, he doesn't want to fight. His whole character is about trying to avoid the fight or only fighting when he has to. And when you're a cooler and a bouncer, that's kind of the opposite of what you're there for. But that's kind of his philosophy. And yes, he is educated, and he has a little bit of a tragic backstory as well from the movie because he killed someone. And they briefly hit on it a little bit when Sam Elliott's character is introduced, Wade, and I don't know exactly what happened. I think he shot someone or something like that. He kind of didn't have a choice.
It seems like his method of choice is to rip people's throats out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when he goes all the way.
It's like this urge that he has to fight.
Yep. But and Swayze does such a great job for the simple fact, like you said, he's very athletic. He's a trained ballerina or ballerinist or whatever it's called, and his acting chops. You've seen him in all the other movies he's done, like he did. Sorry, like Ghost and Dirty Dancing and everything. So when you look at this role, when you say, hey, if I were to say to you, okay, here's the role for this character. He's a cooler and a bouncer. He's going to come into town and clean up this town and take care of the thing. Well, I see a Stallone type character or something like that stepping into that role. And they go an opposite way. They go with Patrick Swayze, who is he's not a very big guy. He's somewhat tiny, but just very athletic. But he carries it so well. And like you said, he knows how to be the emotional part. You connect with them right away. And it's so funny because he's like the coolest guy for like 75% of the movie, and then Sam Elliott comes in, and he's automatically the coolest guy in the movie.
Yeah, right.
He's only there for like maybe 10% of the movie, but like just that little 10% is like this guy's the coolest guy in the movie.
Well, it makes sense because it's his mentor, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And this movie needs a prequel. Wouldn't that be awesome if they did a Roadhouse prequel or whatnot, and just him and Sam Elliott cleaning up some town? I mean,
yeah.
But man, that would be. There was a sequel to this, Roadhouse 2, which is let's not even talk about it. But if they were able to somehow bring together the cast and make this like a Lethal Weapon series, like we got back in the 80s, with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, that would have been great. But we only got one. But One and Done is great, and I can't speak enough. It's my favorite Patrick Swayze movie, hands down. So I mean, it's my favorite movie anyway. So there you go.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
Yep.
About Roadhouse 2, the only thing really worth mentioning is that they have the audacity to have killed him like in between the movies. So like it starts and they reveal that he's already dead. He got shot by this guy, and it's about his son or something like that. I don't know. It came out like 2006 or something like that. I never even watched it, but I remember seeing it being like, I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's worth watching just as no, it's not probably.
I mean, there's only a few guys like Patrick Swayze. I believe can pull this off. He takes one of the most attractive, educated doctors in the world, and he's sleeping with her by the 24th hour that they met. And there's only a certain amount of men who can do that, and Patrick Swayze is one of them.
in
In
a
a
barn
place
with no air conditioning.
that smells
Yeah.
like horse
That
shit.
smells like shit.
Yeah.
It was like horse
Yeah.
shit.
And then tells her, "I'm leaving you. I'm not staying around here."
Yeah.
Then they bang again immediately after he tells her that. Oh man, he's like a James Bond type character. It's pretty cool. Speaking of James Bond type characters, Perry. Have you watched James Bond? Anyway, what do you think about Patrick Swayze as Dalton in this film?
It was really cool. It's funny because I've seen a few of the 80s action movies like Terminator. I've seen Rambo. He's like the complete opposite of those guys, you know. And it's funny because in the movie he touches on it doesn't matter how big the guy is. You hit him in the kneecaps, he's going down. You know, and it's like it was cool seeing somebody like lean and cut and like practicing Tai Chi or whatever it was, like really like, and he's like the most badass guy in the entire town. So I don't know. It was really cool. I want to see more of his movies. You touched on he was in Donnie Darko, which is one that I did see, but I don't recall.
He's the guy that's he winds up being like into
the kiddie porn dungeon.
Yeah.
The priest, like the preacher guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The televangelist or whatever.
Televangelist. Yeah.
All right. So that's my second Patrick Swayze movie then.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I definitely want to watch more of his movies. I want to see his acting range, you know?
You can watch Tu Wong Fu.
That's a great movie.
Great movie. Yeah.
That's a great
what was
movie.
it? Too Long Fu?
Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for
Tu Wong.
everything, Julie Newmar.
Well,
That's
hey,
the
guys.
title of the movie.
With Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo as well. That's a great film.
Yeah.
That really, really is. They play like drag queens, I think. And,
And go on a road trip.
Yeah.
It's a road trip movie.
It's great. It's
Road
kind of
trip.
like a take on Priscilla, right? Queen of the
Yeah.
Desert, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope. And Next to Kin is another class. If you like Roadhouse, you like Next to Kin was the other one that my
Next to Kin is
stepdad
awesome.
used to play all the time. Speaking of Next to Kin, my cousin Jelani, what do you think about Patrick Swayze's role in this film?
Bruh, man. Swayze is this movie. The coiffed hair. I thought you'd be bigger. I mean, there's so many things in this movie. I mean, he is Roadhouse. Every time you think of Roadhouse, you think of Patrick Swayze. I mean, he's such a commanding performer in this film. Of course, like you said before, he is Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
He's so many things. He's Yojimbo. He's Wolverine. He's just like this. He's the jack of all trades. He's like the man's man. He's what every man would aspire to be in that machismo world, and he plays it brilliantly. He has a subtlety about him that you guys touched on. He's got the love interest thing down pat because of Dirty Dancing. Now, Dirty Dancing was played by my cousins like every day. I was being watched by them in the summer. So I watched Dirty Dancing like religiously, and nobody puts Baby in the corner. So
Nobody.
Nobody. So he was a great talent. I think he is sorely missed. He was in I forgot the name of the TV show he was in that he was working on when he passed away. Right. But I forgot the name of the TV show, but he was on like TNT or something. But I saw like a couple of episodes in there. I was like, he still got it. He's still pretty clean. And I gotta remember the name of that show, but he's amazing in everything that he's in. I don't think I've seen him in a bad movie. He's been in, I mean, he's got cheesy stuff, well, especially this, but there's not a movie that I could pick that he's just terrible in. And it's sad that he's gone.
Point Break's another great one.
Point Break.
We haven't even mentioned that one. Point Break. Yeah. Catherine Bigelow, brilliant director. She should have done a Roadhouse sequel. That'd have been great. Brooks. Speaking of Brooks, what do you think about Patrick Swayze in this film?
I liked him in this movie a lot. Like it's because he plays it so seriously, but it doesn't seem like, like not genuine, He doesn't seem like he's just fucking, a fake ass tough guy, Because a lot of the scenes, like, with him doing the Tai Chi and him doing kind of the philosophy lines, it reminded me a lot of like what Steven Seagal used to do in his movies back in the day.
But better.
Yeah, but Steven Seagal did not do it very convincingly. But I think Swayze pulls it off in this movie, which kind of is like, it proves it can be done. Like, you can have those like super cool, badass male protagonist and him not be a douchebag or a phony,
Yeah, and still be sexy.
Yeah,
and stylish and clever and smart. Like, he's so smart to like not to get like a shitty car and get like extra tires. And he knows what's going on. He doesn't take it personal, you know, and this is just part of it. It's just the job. It's the thing. And but he's been ingrained into it. And that's kind of the story that he has, is the arc of, he was taught this hard lesson from Sam Elliott's character, you know, like if somebody pulls a gun on you, wants to kill you, like you got two choices. You either kill him or you die. You kill the motherfucker, right? And like Perry said, I mean, it's true, you know, and that's ingrained into him. And then he comes across this relationship where all of a sudden it's like not Vanna White, but Kim Basinger's character, Vicky Vale in Batman, where like, oh, I fell in love. Oh, I don't want to be Batman anymore. But like he comes to this whole thing. We'll get to that in theme. What's another character that you really like in performance in this film, Bueller?
It's got to be the Brad Wesley, who is the villain. It's played by Ben Gazzara. But you instantly dislike him. I mean, within like 30 seconds, that's the bad guy. He's a dick, you know, and you literally want him to die within the first minute of the movie when he's introduced. With him and his range of henchmen, you know, all the way from the short little chubby guy to Terry Funk,
yes,
to the prison lover or whatnot guy, you know, that's sort of like Jimmy, I think it is. But easily the main guy, Brad Wesley, he's the main villain in town. He pretty much runs the town. He's he's got the most money. He's got the most power. He's kind of like a small town mob guy, you know, like he's extorting local businesses, you know, for their money or whatnot, for protection and stuff like that. And he's got a group of people behind him that will back him up and stuff. And, you know, the whole premise is, you know, Dalton comes into town to clean up this bar. And after he cleans it up, it comes to find out that like some of the people who worked at the bar were like family members of this Brad Wesley guy, and he's not going to pay the Brad Wesley guy the money or anything. So that's kind of what turns the guy into his arch enemy and stuff like that. So, and not to mention, they literally live across from a pond from each other. Like they're looking at each other at nighttime. It's like one guy's watching them, you know, here's Patrick Swayze. Okay. Here he is. He's looking out his balcony, watching a big, huge sex party in the pool. Okay. And then fast forward about half hour later, the Brad Wesley's out on his porch watching Patrick Swayze go to town on the dock. So I mean, it's like they're just swapping back and forth.
Yeah.
You know?
If you keep watching your arch enemy fuck, it's just going to intensify that.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just burying each other and stuff like that. And but just you need a good villain to make your hero likable and stuff, and that's what this movie did. With Brad Wesley being such a good villain, it made you care about the town, made you care about the other people, and especially your hero of the film with Patrick Swayze. So there you go. That's my pick. I mean, there's so many good ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the guy Jimmy, the heavy for the bad guy or whatnot. You know, he's got some great lines. And we talked about a little bit of, or somebody talked about the fight that they had. And the big fight that they have is there was a lot of like really nobody's holding back when they were doing that fight scene and stuff, and they were actually going at it and stuff, from what I've heard. And some people really got hurt during that fight scene. And then you got Sam Elliott's character coming in. He's so cool, you know, and just the ladies. I mean, all the ladies. I mean, you got if your thing is little boobies, you're good. If you like big boobs, you're good. They got you covered, man. This movie's got all your bases covered, dude.
And if you like nice, tight Swayze ass, you're good.
And it gives a good amount of screen time.
Just do what you want.
So that's important now.
My favorite thing is that lady's reaction where she's just
perfect.
Yeah, she goes, whoa, come on, relax.
It wasn't too hard. Perry, what's one of your favorite characters?
Real quick, this is a really good date movie as well. I mean, let's not get it wrong. I mean, as much as this is a guy's movie,
I don't know if it's a good date movie in 2020.
No, man, it's a great date movie. I mean, Patrick Swayze, he's a good-looking dude, man. He's a good-looking dude. He gets those ladies all worked up.
I mean, it's got to be a weird thing because like dudes were probably drugged to this movie with their girlfriends who love Dirty Dancing. They were like, "Oh God, let's go," and they were probably like, "Oh yeah," and their lady was probably like, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a sexy film, and it's not just about the women. It's just all around. It's a sexy film. It's even filmed sexy, like in a sexy way with all the beautiful colors and shit. So, what's some of your favorite characters? What's one of your favorite characters?
I like the Sam Elliott guy, right? That's his name. The
Wade
older
Garrett.
man. He's in. I know him from the show The Ranch on Netflix, but I couldn't put two and two together when I was watching it. But no, he's like so cool, you know, like he's just suave and like he's dancing with the chick, and I'm like, all right, he's getting kind of like real comfortable with her, you know. He's over like that. That's your close friend, son figure in a way, and you're like, man, there's no way this girl got an ass like that and brains in her head, like just like the way he was talking, it was just like, holy smokes. Like people don't talk like that anymore. I don't think you can talk like that anymore.
I know plenty of people that still talk like that. Oh yeah, we're in Alabama. You're in Florida still, right?
Yeah, I'm in Florida. You know,
Yeah.
I think people are tame over here. You know.
Yeah, he's a great character, you know. And I told everybody last night during those scenes, I was like, y'all, if any of y'all ever treated my girl like this, like we'd have problems. Just so you know.
Yeah,
just
that's
so you
weird.
know.
That's an issue right there. And they're just it doesn't matter.
I fucking knew it. Sam Elliott's a great actor, and he's got that voice, you know, and he just looks so badass. And this is probably the sexiest his hair has ever been in a film.
It's very nice.
And he even does the little man bun thing. No, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It looks fucking gorgeous. You know, he like samurais it up for a moment because he knows things are about to go down. This chick gets up there and Julie Michaels gets up there and he's like, well, I know what's about to happen here, so let's get ready.
I have to say, one day years back, I used to have the Sam Elliott hair.
Oh,
Nice.
I was pretty proud of it, man. For about a good 10 years, I was rocking the Sam Elliott look.
In the words of the PCP Army, prove it. I want to see images, man. You got to get them right up.
Prove it.
But Sam Elliott's great. Also, Sam Elliott and the villain, they were both in Big Lebowski. So that's an interesting connection there. Jelani, what's another character you'd like to spotlight?
I'm gonna go with Cody, the guitar player. He's the blind guitar player.
Healy?
Was it Healy?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was Cody.
Jeff Healy plays Cody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jeff Healy plays Cody. That's right. He's amazing. Like I don't know what it is. The basically the soundtrack is him and his music. And the way he plays his guitar is fantastic. I don't know, it's amazing. It is. I don't know that style. Yeah, he plays it in the lap, and he guides it so well. He's like best friends with Dalton. He already knows who Dalton is and how he's cleaned up this town or cleaned up other towns, done A-team shit in other towns. So he feels like a good sidebar. I'm glad nothing happened to him. Because I was like, especially when I first saw this movie, I was like, second I met him, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna die. They're gonna kill him weird. And I was always assumed that. But I'm glad they left him alone, like primarily through most of this movie. So I like his music. I like his style. He's hip. He's what the young kids yell.
And he's a real musician.
He is a real musician.
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, he was blinded at the age of 3, so he's actually blind, and that he taught himself to play with the guitar sitting on his lap like that. So he plays it, and it like unlike anybody else does. Like he just plays it sitting on his lap, so he's just playing it like this. It's not. At first, I used to think he was playing slide guitar, but he's not. He's actually playing guitar, and the band is amazing, and the music is amazing. And we'll be talking about the music coming up. But that's a great mention, Jelani, because his performance is great. Because he's also just not just a great musician, but like he delivers some real great like history almost to Dalton with this friendship and you know, and I love the idea that there's like apparently this like bar world where people know bouncers and know these like house bands because when Dalton shows up, there's like, that's Dalton. How
do you know
world
that?
famous bouncer?
It's like, what was he? Dog the Bounty Hunter? Did he have a reality show? I don't know. Whatever. Speaking of reality shows that suck, Brooks, remember your failed reality show on TLC? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was just you showing people how you shovel around horse shit all day.
I don't remember that, dude. I don't remember.
All right, sorry. All right, what do you? What's another character you want to mention, man?
Well, considering like I missed a lot of the character work in this movie on this watch. I'll be honest. But I think Patrick Swayze and Sam Elliott kind of like drain a lot from a lot of the minor characters. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, and if I had to pick, I'd say I'd like Sam Elliott's character a little bit more because he's supposed to be like the old wizened master kind of, which I thought was cool. And I was like his death actually has like impact on you. Like, oh man, no, Sam Elliott's dead. This movie's ruined.
Yeah, this movie fucking sucks. They killed Sam Elliott.
I changed my mind about this movie.
Now, he's a great character. He really is. I'd like to give a shout out to Julie Michaels as Denise for obvious reasons. I would like to also shout out Kevin Teague as Frank or whatever. He played Locke's dad on Lost. That's what I was trying to think of last night. I was like, this guy's a douchebag in something, and it's in Lost. He's John Locke's dad, but he's the
con man.
He plays a good role in it. Red plays a good role. There's a lot of great people. Terry Funk in his little bit, but Keith David, by the way, is in this film. He's the 5th billed actor. And we were like, there's Keith David. And then I was like, where the fuck do you think it? Apparently there was this whole subplot of him and his girl coming in there to listen to the band. And they're these racist redneck douchebags. And like Dalton has to like fend them off. And they have this whole subplot. And then he gets the job as the bartender. But they cut it. Because the movie's already 2 hours long. Now it does breeze by. It doesn't feel 2 hours,
Yeah.
It's excellently paced film. Probably because they cut that out. But they kept Keith David as 5th build, and he literally has like one line where he's like, "Whiskey's running low." Like,
that's the guy from The Thing, right?
Yeah, he's in the. Yeah, there is a guy from The Thing in the movie. Perry, you are correct, and it is Keith David.
Good job.
Let's talk about the story, the style, the structure, the cinematography, whatever you want to spotlight. I think the movie is, for a cheesy 80s action film, it is beautifully shot. It looks amazing. The colors are great. I love the neon. I love the progression of the bar, the progression of time that you see based on the clientele and just the aesthetic of the bar. They remove the fence. They put in the neon. More people show up. It's fun. It's got the vibe. It starts looking like the club that Dalton is at in the beginning of the film in New York, right? By the way, this guy's getting paid $500 a night and $5,000 up front and all medical expenses. And he's only paying $100. That's why he's dealing with the horse shit smell. Apparently, it doesn't stop the women from coming by. So, like, why not, right? Dalton's got it fucking made in this movie, to be honest with you. Aside from just having my favorite dumb line in this movie, by the way, I'm totally distracting right now. But my favorite dumb line is, "You're too stupid to have a good time." I love that. And he like carries that dude out. It's so freaking fun. What do you think about the style and the structure? Just the aesthetic of the film, the look of it, Bueller.
I like the fact that they like all the individual, and you see like the double deuce at the beginning. It's all ran down, like you said. They fix it up. They got the neon, all that style going on, and then you look throughout the town, like the other shops, the very Western type feel to the town, like Red's garage, or maybe it's a hardware store or whatnot. Very Western looking type thing, and even like the diners that they use, kind of a old Western type style as well. And obviously you have the barn where he's living on top of the barn and stuff, and there's no electricity, nothing like that. So I like the simplistic nature that they bring, because the movie starts in the big city, and now he's coming to a small town. He has to deal with it there. I also like the fact that they have one of the things I hate about movies is the lighting about the movies. A lot of times they're really dark, and especially during like action movies, because they kind of, it's easier for them to, hide some effects if they make the screen or the scene darker. They don't do that in here. There are some fight scenes in the dark, but it's well lit. They have like fire in the background, so you see nice shadows. And then in the bar itself, which normally a bar is somewhat darker, this is actually lit up pretty well. So you get to see all these great fight scenes all in their glory and stuff like that. And really, when you think about this movie, it's the big thing is the nudity and the fight scenes. The nudity is probably the best. And the second best is the fight scene, because literally it's a fight scene every few minutes. It's a fight scene. You get alcohol delivered. Well, there's people waiting out back for you, and they're going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
You're going to walk into a bar and you got a razor blade attached to your boot. Well, guess what? You're going to get your ass kicked. You know, you're gonna, you know, come across the lake to light the barn on fire. Well, you're gonna get your ass kicked. So I mean, there's fights everywhere, and the choreography of the fights are awesome. And I talked about it earlier. The main fight scene with the main guy, Jimmy, who is the main. He's not the main villain, but he's the main villain's like go-to guy. You know, who's
he's the Jaws. He's the Jaws of the film.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want to point out about this movie as well. There's hardly any guns. Okay, there's literally one or two gunshots in the whole movie, except for the end where he's ghosting the car, you know, to the mansion. They're shooting guns, but really, besides the very ending of the movie, you hardly see any guns at all. There's
and when
one
they
gun
go off,
in the bar.
When they go off, it's impactful.
Exactly. So they save it all till the end, which is really cool because you don't get a lot of scenes where there's a lot of gunplay. It's mainly just fisticuffs fighting. And like I said, that main fight scene with Jimmy and Patrick Swayze or Dalton, that's such a huge fight scene. It goes for like 10 minutes. And it's just awesome how they shot it and everything, all the views and the lighting and effect and just everything that's going on. And then the final climactic scene where he literally rips the guy's throat out and throws him in the water. And then like even his girlfriend, she's all messed up. You know, she's like, how could you do that? You know, here this guy just blew up the farm, tried to kill everybody, and she felt bad that he ripped his throat out. You know what?
She is a doctor.
She's a doctor. You know her.
She's probably never going to come in like, oh, can you put this guy's throat back in? That's she's not
Get a
really
throat transplant.
Not in Jasper, Missouri.
yeah. But the simple fact that he literally takes the body and he pushes it across the pond to the here you go.
Fuck you. I love it. It's great. It's great moments, man.
It's just an all-out beautiful movie. And I also want to say real quick, somebody mentioned have you guys been to the Roadhouse or whatnot? So the bar's name was the Double Deuce. But the bar I grew up used to go to was called the Roadhouse. That was a bar me and my friends used to go to. It's still here in Milwaukee, Oregon. But we used to go there every 2 or 3 times a week and just hang out at the Roadhouse and drink and make
the fights.
Yeah. Well, I've never really gotten into too many bar fights. I stopped a couple of them, but never really gotten to many.
I've never gotten to one. I've seen one happen at one time at the club at Club Vinyl, and we all left.
Oh,
like we all left. Like I think somebody pulled out a gun and we all left.
Oh,
like I have never seen a mass exodus of a small little building like that one. That was fun. Speaking of mass exoduses, Perry, what do you think about the style and structure of the film?
I enjoyed how everything progressed. For instance, the bar, you see everybody wearing like their clothes that they woke up in, they put on their regular clothes, and towards the end you see everyone has a nice clean uniform. You see like everything is structured towards the end, and you see the building blocks as the movie progresses. Even with the fighting, it starts with fisticuffs, that doesn't work, so they bring out the knives, that doesn't work, and then finally the guns come out. It's like everything has its own progression, and I feel like they executed that perfectly, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is, and it's for a movie to have so much excess in it, so much trashy, sleazy excess. Whether it's got sex, violence, and rock and roll, right? That's what this movie is, but it doesn't ever get dull. It's not boring. Even Roger Ebert, who kind of gave it a bad review, said this is not a boring film, and I think he felt bad giving it a bad review. Like watch him and Gene Siskel like review this film. Siskel hates it. Siskel hates it. But Ebert's like, yeah, but I think they knew what they were doing, and I laughed a lot. It was really funny, but I'll still give it a thumbs down, right? Because that's what pretentious film critics do. But we just take it as it goes. But I think it's got a great progression because it keeps ramping it up all the way to the end, and then to bring in the town leaders to finalize finish off the villain. I love it. Another one of my favorite moments in Perry's video, by the way, is when the throat gets ripped up and he just goes, what kind of Mortal Kombat shit was that? Because that was the reference we made last night.
It was.
Speaking of fatalities, Jelani, what do you think about the style and story and structure of this film?
Man, it's got tits and explosions. I mean, what else can I say? The explosions in this movie were damn near perfect. Like, I don't know who was like the Ben Gazzara's like freaking demolitions guy, but he needed a raise because he was blowing stuff up and it was getting away with it.
By the
And
way,
then-
Delaney, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I really am, but I do want to point this out. That apparently was the first appearance of Bigfoot 7 in that film.
Yeah.
And like they made it for the film, but it was Bigfoot 7. So that may have been the one I saw. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw Bigfoot a few times in the late 80s, early 90s. So I
That's
may
an
have
awesome
seen the vehicle from Roadhouse. Who knows?
That's nuts. Oh yeah. And how do you Bigfoot someone's like car dealership and there's no police. There's no police intervention in this
He
movie.
owns the police,
He
man.
owns all of them to the
Yeah.
point where like
Harry
murders
pointed
happen.
that out. He was like, "There's no police showing up in this fucking film."
Until he dies at the end, then the
Until at
cops
the
show
end,
up.
then the
Last-
cops show up.
Last night we were watching it. It was either Jelani or it was Tony, one of you, before, like at the very end when the police do show up. I think it was Tony. He said,
It was Tony.
"I just want you to watch this. This is how it works with white people."
Yeah, they wink. They wink at each other. You're like, yeah, this kind of happened. We didn't see anything. We didn't see nothing. So, I love the aesthetic of it. I love everything about it. It is not boring. It's not boring at all. It's very clean. It's very concise. It's a one-upsmanship between Swayze and Bing Azara about how we've explained most of it, but of how they love to one up each other, and it goes too far. And then when it goes too far, when you're dragging a man, his throat ripped out corpse across a pond, you're pretty much it. But yeah, I love the setup of it. I love how the title card is basically a woman's ass. And
Yeah,
Roadhouse.
they let you know exactly. And every YouTube video that I've watched, every review, whether it's Cinemassacre, whether it's Perry, whatever, they all have that shot in there.
It's like Roadhouse. You're like, yeah. So
I know where we're going.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love it. I love it, man. I love the girl stripping. For obvious reasons, but it's such a wild ride, machismo fest, and it's shot well.
Julie Michaels, who plays Denise, who you're referring to there.
Yes,
she was in Jason Goes to Hell. She's the first lady in Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh,
the FBI agent or whatever that like lures him. Yeah. She's also in this.
Lady.
She's also one of those Skinamax movies from '97 that I remember from my youth. Anyway, Brooks, what do you think about the style, story, and structure of the film?
I like this movie. I mean, this movie had a good brisk pace, I think, and it never felt, too boring. Like something interesting was always happening. I like the kind of like dive bar culture kind of aspects to it. Like, how this place is like this kind of bar that like you or me would never walk into because it's like, too crazy. People just breaking out into fights,
Honestly, we'd be scared of going into that bar, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
I ain't going there.
Not going there.
By the end, like he's got it kind of more. He's got it more like to be a place where we could conceivably go and have a drink, without having to worry about getting stabbed or something. And it's a good. It does have like those classic hero themes to them, too.
Yeah,
like a simple movie, but simple in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the score, the music in the film, it's got a score by Michael Kamen. Michael Kamen scored so many great films, including Die Hard, Mr. Holland's Opus, Lethal Weapon. He worked a lot with Joel Silver, who was the producer of this film, of course. Michael Kamen is no longer with us, but if you look at images of him, he looks like he could literally be Sam Elliott's cousin or uncle or something like that, like from that era. Really great stuff. He scored Pink Floyd's The Wall, The Dead Zone, Brazil, Life Force, Highlander. I mean, you guys get what I'm saying here. Adventures of Babysitting. What a License to Kill. Hell yeah. Speaking of Bond, all the Die Hard movies, actually. Tales from the Crypt. Oh, my goodness, y'all. Last Action Hero. What an Don Juan DeMarco. Okay, sure. But Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is one of the most well-renowned scores. I love the music in this film. And it's got a great score by Michael Kamen. That is actually, for the most part, kind of overshadowed by the actual rock music that they're doing. They're kind of doing this like country rock, like rhythm and blues type thing. My favorite song of which, seriously, is the Patrick Swayze hit, Raising Heaven in Hell Tonight. I love that 80s ass cheesy song. It reminds me of some Stan Bush shit from Bloodsport. I think that's awesome. What do you think about the music in the film, Bueller?
It fits. It fits perfectly. I mean, it goes together. I'm sure you've probably watched the Cinemassacre review on this. They were talking about the band in the very beginning of the movie when Swayze was in the city and stuff, and apparently that's the band that's in the that Quentin Tarantino movie.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Yeah,
From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's the it's the same band that's in there and stuff, and they're referencing that in that Cinemassacre. Like, I'm sure that the From Dusk Till Dawn stole a lot from Roadhouse as far as how they wanted to set up that movie. You know, I like that. I mean, like you said earlier, the blind guy, he's the musician. I mean, he actually does it. I mean, that's what he does, and he's traveled the world, you know, doing his music and stuff like that, and he's just happens to be in this movie, you know, as a character and stuff. But he's very talented, and I mean, it's not really his music, but just him saying in the beginning of the movie, and he introduces, he goes, "Everyone, this is Dalton." You know, just that little scene right there when he finds his way to Double Deuce. The name is Dalton, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool and stuff. And but it fits. And you know what? A lot of movies back then, that's the kind of music you had in the movies. I'm thinking of another one, Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's kind of if any movie's similar to the Roadhouse, it's going to be that one. I don't know if anyone's really seen that movie, but kind of similar thing going on, you know, almost, but with two guys and stuff.
Mickey Rourke in that film, wasn't he?
What's that?
Wasn't Mickey Rourke in that film?
Yes, Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson.
Yes. Oh, I remember that film.
Such another great 80s movie and stuff like that, but very similar to Roadhouse as far as the style. A little bit more gunplay action, but really, and it's set in like Vegas or something like that, so a little more city, but really cool. But yeah, I like that. I've always liked that, you know, the soundtrack to the 80s movies and stuff like that. You know, they're some of my favorite times, and that's when I was a kid. So I'm hearing the music that I would be listening to in my car or at my house, you know, at the same time. So it fits, man. It was great. It was good times. And there's nothing better than, you know, just some of the, you know, during the fight scenes, they have the great background music playing in the fight scenes to build up the tension in the movie, you know, and it just works. It works from start to finish.
Cayman Score is great. I would highly encourage anybody to check out. You can find the whole Roadhouse suite on YouTube. But Cayman Score is really, really good. And like, for instance, there's the Tai Chi bit and the opening, like it's actually a really, really freaking good score. But then the rock music's so good too. And like, the Healy band is just so amazing. He's a great talent. Sadly, he's no longer with us either.
Yeah, he passed away.
But fantastic stuff. What do you think about the music in the film, Perry?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the music, but like, I guess that's a good thing that it was like it was like butter, I guess, because it's like I didn't. One thing I did notice was when he was in the hospital getting stitched up the first time he met the woman in his life. It was like normal conversation, and then you hear this high pitched piano go, doo-doo-doo. And it's like they both look at each other. I'm like, oh, are they into each other now? Like the way the music was able to like tell a story in that quick 3 seconds. I was like, that's pretty cool. But I didn't know the guy. Somebody commented that he was a real musician and he's actually blind. So that kind of like took me for surprise. Like that's pretty impressive then.
Oh yeah, and he was really big in Europe actually. So he was very, very successful there. But he was a touring musician pretty much till he died, I think.
That's all.
And he was a musician before that. But the fact that a musician can come in and act like that was so amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, he actually does a really good job. And another thing about the music is in the Shout Factory documentary, the editor was talking about how they didn't have a way to really lead from scene to scene, so they used the music. So if you notice, every time they cut scenes and cut space time out, they just cut to a wide shot of the exterior of the Double Deuce, and then they're playing some music, you know? And so the music is a part of the film. So the fact that you didn't really notice it means that it works because it's a part of the film. Jelani, what do you think about the music in the film?
Yeah, I agree. And to piggyback off that part, it shows the progression of the bar too, how it grew. And each time you go to the Double Deuce, something has changed in it. It makes the music is fantastic in this movie. It's as Dylan would say, it's phenomenal. It is crazy. It's nuts, man. Because the fact you have so many like aspects of what this bar is, and you get the feeling of why these fights are happening, I think it's because of some of that music. It riles you up. It gets you hyped. So, hey, if a guy's feeling on tits and doesn't have $20, a fight.
That's my favorite bar fight in the whole film, by the way. It's like, I can't because I ain't got $20.
He was going to town on them too.
He was. Like, you don't want to kiss him? Like, no, kid.
What a weird scenario. Like, Jelani would be that guy. I know it.
Yeah, I put up the $20. I got to get my money's worth. I mean, hey. So, yeah. The music does tell a story in this movie, and it does show the progression very well. And I'm sad I didn't know Jeff Healey passed away, and that's terrible. That's just rough, man, because he should be doing more stuff now. I should know stuff about him now, because like I said, he was one of my favorite characters in this film, and that's tragic that he's gone. Absolutely. That sucks. But I love this. I love the music in this film. I love it. Sorry.
What about you, Brooks? What do you think about the music in the film, man?
I liked it. I thought it was good. The whole kind of, I guess, rockabilly, sound to a lot of it.
Yeah.
Kind of that music. It kind of like toes the line between rock and roll and country.
I used to go to the American Legion a lot with my parents when I was a kid, and that's the kind of shit that the house bands would play there.
And they play Roadhouse Blues, of course. They do a cover.
Oh, that's a great cover. That's Jeff Healey.
Yeah,
that's a great one. Yeah.
That's the first thing I think about when I hear the title of this movie is Roadhouse Blues.
Bueller's really distracted right now. I wonder if Julie Michaels is on screen.
I just know it's just right now the farm blew up.
Oh shit.
Oh man. Oh, it sucks.
Because I was like, guys, look how he's like Spider-Man and fucking to that dude. And in Perry's video, he's like, parkour. All right. What is this movie, if anything, trying to say? I think it's based a lot on Stoic philosophy. I think that the character of Dalton has kind of got this Zen mentality. He is trying to let emotion to the side. That's why literally when he's making love with the doc, I love that they call her the doc. It's a Western trope to have the doc. And in this one, he's making time with her. And I love that he's like, no, I'm just moving out. I'm moving out. And this is everything that he learns from Sam Elliott. And this is the crux of the film. The movie, to me, if it's trying to say anything, aside from, I think it's honestly a satirical thing that they're doing. I think they're doing this intentionally on purpose to be so cheesy, so over the top, but still at the same time craft something so good. It's so well crafted, right? And I think people mistake that as being a bad film, but I actually think it's intending to be as bad as it is as a point of jest. One of the writers is a woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, look at those lines of dialogue. Like, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. Like, who writes that seriously? Nobody. I heard you got balls big enough to come in a dump truck, which many people have pointed out. Like, you don't have to have big balls to come in a dump truck. You just got to get in a dump truck. Technically, it's to fill the dump truck, but whatever. That's a great delivery. There's so many great stupid lines in this film, man. I still
called my mama a whore.
Is she? Well, is she? I love it. He's got that Stoic philosophy. Is she? Because if she's not, then it shouldn't bother you. That's the idea behind Stoicism, is that we can't let events bother us. We got to maintain our focus. We got to maintain our identity. And he gets too locked into it in the film. And that's why when he comes up in that relationship with the doc, for me, what they're saying is that that's his conflict there, right? And it's kind of like the Vicky Vale Batman thing in the 89 Batman film. Came out the exact same summer, by the way. So did Lethal Weapon 2. A great summer for movies was 1989. Like,
all those
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that's the crux of the film, because at the very end, he resists pulling the throat of the guy, and because that's his urge, apparently, to rip throats out. When he goes into that berserker rage, it's I rip throats. That's what he does. But that's what he was taught by Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott represents. So actually, the reason why Sam Elliott's the only character on the hero side that really dies is because he represents that old mentality for Dalton, and Dalton actually does kind of grow a little bit by the end of the film, as evidenced by getting busy in a dirty ass lake. I don't know if I would have sex in a dirty ass lake. Speaking of having sex in dirty ass lakes, what do you think this movie's trying to say to you, Bueller?
Having sex in a dirty ass lake isn't that bad, trust me. But let me just say this. I can come and sit here and tell you guys all the philosophy. And I'll tell you this. I just think this movie is here to have fun. I literally think they just wanted to make some kick-ass 90s or 80s movie with a great soundtrack, great action, explosions, nudity, you name it, great characters from start to finish. I see what you're saying, Robbie, as far as like the philosophy behind it. But I don't think
the name of the channel is Pop Culture Philosophers, bro.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
this movie is overall just trying to have a good time. I'm just trying to dig in a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I don't want this movie. You don't need to dig in. It digs in
You
for you.
don't.
But it's all about having fun, and that's what I like about this movie. It's literally, even though there's death and destruction, it's fun. It's a fun movie from start to finish, and like many of us have said, it doesn't slow down from the very first moment to the very end of the movie. It doesn't slow down. There's all the breaks it takes are perfectly placed for the movie for you to get more emotionally involved with the characters themselves. It's just a fun movie, man. I don't think it's trying to make any big statement whatsoever. I think it's just saying, hey, man, we're almost to 1990. Let's go out with a bang, and we're going to throw a roadhouse out there, and this is what's going to happen.
Because you ain't going to get these kind of films in the 90s till the end of it.
Yeah, you don't get movies like this even close anymore. I can't think of a movie in the last 20 years that's close to this, And if they did, that'd be awesome. But I don't think they're going to do it. But it's awesome, man. I mean, it's a feel-good action movie from start to finish with great characters and just a fun plot. It's good versus evil. Good wins in the end. There's a little bit of tragedy involved in it, a little bit, but all in all, like you said, you end up having sex in the dirty lake. End of the movie. That's it. You're having sex in a dirty pond, and that's how they end the movie. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, man. Trust me.
I'm sorry to have offended Bueller with my philosophical rumination about Roadhouse and the character of Dalton. I just think that's important to
there's a lot of nuance into this and stuff,
No, I mean it's there. It's just kind of it's just a layer,
show, bro. It's
just a layer to convince people to be in the film. Don't worry, Patrick Swayze, we're doing something real with this character. Studies in Buddhism. Sure, why not? Perry, what if anything is this movie trying to say to you?
That there's a whole bar world out there that's underground connected and everybody knows everybody. I don't know. Honestly, this movie, I feel like there should be a sequel, and there is, but apparently it's not very good. It feels like he would go to bar, and I want to see him explore more bars and do more things. Kind of like Kitchen Nightmares of Gordon Ramsay. I enjoy that. Yeah. Come in, clean it up, move on to the next one. And I think that was the most enjoyable part is seeing him come in and clean house and then seeing the whole town come together. Yeah. Somebody mentioned in one of my comments under the video that the movie is meant to be cheesy and funny, but it has this undertext or this, I guess it's trying to portray government taxes on people and their ability to not be able to do anything about it. And then being enforced with police and regulations, kind of like how Wesley enforces the town when things don't go their way or they want to crack up the prices on something or like, I mean, I don't know if I see all that, but I guess
brother, I know exactly what you're talking about there, man. This is the staple of most Western films. That's why the big boss comes in and takes over the town. It's in Deadwood. It's in a lot of Western Shane. It's in samurai films like Yojimbo. And let me be honest with you, I'm not trying to get too teen dog shadesy or nothing, but it's still fucking happening today. Still fucking happening today. So pay attention to the lessons behind Roadhouse.
Yeah. And he makes himself look like a good guy. Like, look, I'm bringing J.C. Penney to this town.
Yeah, like I'm bringing J.C. Penney.
Thank you.
Goddamn Cold Stone Creamery. God damn it, just because of me. They named a fucking booth after me.
But yeah, all in all, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the character. I wish this would have had multiple franchise, because I want to see him go to like another bar.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Like the episodic nature of this could lend into like maybe a comic book. Now, here's something crazy on the Wikipedia page. Apparently, I'm going to mess up these names. Julia Grofferer, Sean T. Collins, and Gretchen Felker Martin made a book called All Fucked Up, Tales from the Roadhouse this year in 2020.
Oh, wow.
Which is a mini comic with 6 erotic fan fiction comics based on the film.
Yeah, erotic.
That sounds like Bueller's like about to hit eBay as soon as this stream is over. Jelani, what do you think this movie's trying to say to you, if anything?
Be nice, basically. Be nice until you don't have to be. It's such yeah. I mean, and he does it so well. Dalton is the epitome of being nice until he doesn't have to be, and he portrays it so well. He makes sure that everything works perfectly because he does change that bar. He is the Gordon Ramsay of this movie. I love it. I love it. You're right. No. It clicks so well because he's one of my heroes. But you're right. He just comes in.
It's
he's like,
raw.
It's raw. Fucking Phillips. You know, he just comes in and takes
idiot sandwich.
Yeah, it's you. So, and he takes everything, and it feels like, as this town, he cleans up everything slowly from the time he gets the drug deal lady. The drug deal lady is like, you're fired, get out. You know, we don't do drugs here. And it since then, it's like, I don't know, this film takes it to another level for me. And I was shocked because we are treating this movie like Citizen Kane, because it probably is. It's the greatest Citizen Kane for Patrick Swayze. This is Citizen
within
Kane.
Its context.
Yeah, within its context, it is a Citizen Kane of it. But it does well, and it tells that story of be nice. And I think everybody should live by that mantra.
You know, that's that stoic philosophy. You know, what are the 3 rules? It's something like be nice is the last one, right? And then there's like, don't underestimate people.
Always take it outside.
Always take it outside. And I love, that's why I love that boot scene where he's like, you're too stupid to have a good time. And he just drags that guy fucking outside and they just beat their asses. Love it. Speaking of beating asses, Brooks, what do you think this film's trying to say?
Well, I think this film like trying to be your best self. Like, Dalton, he kind of sets this this bar of manliness in this movie that people kind of aspire to. That's like his thing is he comes in here, but he doesn't like just do the thing. He tries to, he gets his team together. And he's like, this is what we got to do. And once everybody starts, doing it, the problems start to go away. He has he works smarter and not harder.
Yeah.
We're not the assholes, they're the assholes. So we need to keep our cool until, we absolutely can't. We just have to, toss them out and beat the shit out of them or whatever.
Or whatever. Just beat some asses.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, Rummy.
It's time to rate the film. So out of 5 possible you digs, and chat, I want you to chime in right now and we'll spotlight your ratings. So out of 5 possible you digs, Bueller, what do you give Roadhouse?
It's perfect. It's fine. For what this movie is, it's perfect. I mean, really. I mean, it's not going to stand up against some of the, Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List or stuff like that. But for what this movie is and what it tries to do, it is the perfect movie. 5 out of 5.
Hell yeah. 5 you digs. The strongest score from Bueller. I kind of expected that, but hell yeah. If it's your favorite movie, it should get a 5 you digs because it's not about being super critical. It's about your favorites, like how you respond to the film and exactly within the context, what the movie is trying to be. I get exactly what you're saying. What about you, Perry? Out of 5 possible you digs, what do you give Roadhouse?
Well, before I did want to touch on, I liked in the beginning of the movie when he goes to fight the guy who stabbed him. Let's take it outside. And he goes outside and then he just walks back in. That is the smartest thing. He shows his intelligence right in the beginning of the movie. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to trick you into going outside and then I'm going to close the door and you're going to go home. Yeah. I thought that was brilliant.
It is brilliant. But, and it's like that one guy's like, what if they call my mom a whore? What if they fucking stab you? He keeps his cool, man.
He keeps
it's great.
Complete composure.
Cool.
Yeah. I think this is a 5 out of 5 for the simple fact that I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It had multiple aspects of comedy, romance, laughter, action, all the stuff in there. And it makes me want to watch it again. I want to sit down, like make my girlfriend sit down and watch it now. Like when a movie like I watched Get Out a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I was done with it, I went upstairs, woke her up, and we watched it again.
Hell
like
yeah.
when a movie makes me want to watch a movie again, it's a 5 out of 5 no matter what. So definitely 5 out of 5.
Hell yeah. What about you, Jelani? Out of 5 possible you digs?
Man, you guys are crushing it. I would just say like, understandably so, because like on this rewatch, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Before I would have said it was like, I'd have given it a 3.5. It has its moments, but
Sure,
on the rewatch of this film, and with Robbie and Brooks and Tony when we watched it when we were drunk, and actually like really got into this film, man, I'm giving this 5 too. I mean, you can't beat it. It's got everything. It's rewatchable. I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it again too. I rate all my movies on rewatchability if I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm definitely gonna watch Roadhouse again because we missed a lot of stuff. But even then, we got the gist of that film.
There was even the moment where Sam Elliott's like telling him, like, you know, when somebody pulls a gun on you, you know, and he says that fucking hard ass line, and I was like, guys, be quiet, pay attention. I think this is like
this is it.
I think this is the crux of the movie right here.
Everybody hold hands.
Everybody pray. Yeah, just focus your energy towards Sam Elliott right now and his words of wisdom.
It's so awesome though, and the throat ripping scene. I mean,
it's great.
You can't beat that, man. You can't.
I'm glad they actually went for it. You know, I referenced last night when we watched, I was like, you know, if this was the Jason Takes Manhattan, they would have fucking cut it.
Away. They would have cut away.
I was like, why did Roadhouse get away with so much? But Jason Takes Manhattan, they're like, oh, we got to tone all this sex and violence down, guys. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, probably because there would have been so much more of it. Brooks, what about you? What do you give it out of 5 possible you digs?
I give this one a 4.5. Like, I mean, admittedly, like if I watched, like maybe on the rewatch, I might think a little higher of it, but I did like it a lot. And it seems like the kind of movie like that me and my dad would have rented back in the day to watch. I'm surprised that we never did. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, and like, you know, I definitely like if I ever catch it again, an opportunity to watch it again, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, right. I'm like Jelani. Back in the day, I would have given it really low, and critically thinking I would give it like a 3.5 or a 4. But on the value of the rewatch, and on the value of this stream tonight, and honestly, the fact that you can't even dig any kind of philosophical meaning out of it at all.
Yeah.
The fact that it's entertaining, the fact that I think that it is a satirical masterpiece. I honestly think that. I think they know what they're doing. I'll go with 5. I'll be swayed. I'm going 5. 5 you digs. Why not? Because we all 4 of us, like Brooks may not remember much from the film, but I remember seeing Brooks just rolling with laughter and as a smile on his face. But there was a moment where Brooks just goes, I don't even know why these guys are mad at these other assholes.
The bad guy?
When they were going outside and fighting. Was it the liquor fight or the one before that? Where they were busting the liquor up.
I think it was the liquor fight.
It was the liquor fight.
Sam Elliott shows up. He's like, I ain't going to show you my dick.
Yeah.
What a weird response to being called dickless, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's such a weir response. Like, they know
And
what
then
they're
he punched
doing.
him in the nuts.
And he punches him in the nuts. I love it. So 5, 4.5, and 5. That's pretty solid. Let's look at the chat real quick. Let's see. Fable says 5 you digs. Pain don't hurt. That's stoic philosophy, baby. That's there. Herminio says 5 sexy you digs. It is a very sexy ass movie. Stefan says 5 out of 5 you digs. It's got an undeniable charm to it, and it has the Swayze. Rest in peace. Absolutely. Then we got God Tank in the house. Roadhouse is the best. Hashtag give me your throat.
Yeah.
House till the end says 5 Swayze. Sam Elliott stash and boobies. Classic. Hell yeah. And Stefan's like, Sam Elliott didn't. Well, let's not be so like on to it. But God Tank does say it all. All I want in life is Sam Elliott hair. Ugh. He says 5 good hair you digs. So that was our review of Roadhouse. I want to really appreciate Bueller and Perry joining us for this special occasion of Roadhouse. We're about to be taking 2 weeks off of PCP movie night, but don't worry, when we come back, it's Christmas time. So we're talking about Christmas movies. And you know how we are here at PCP, it's all about horror. So we'll be talking about Black Christmas, the original 1974 classic horror slasher film, starting the whole thing, yes, with Lois Lane herself, Margot Kidder. Starting before Halloween, before Friday the 13th, there was Black Christmas. We'll be talking about it in 2 weeks. And then we start our Christmas movie reviews here and on Dylan's Comics. Very excited. Thank you guys so much. On behalf of everybody here, we will be back. We're going to take an intermission. We'll be back for PCP Back Chat. And we will see you in just a moment. Everybody, station.
I'm so scared.
Oh,
I'm so scared.
Hey. Welcome back, everybody. First of all,
What's up?
welcome to PCP Back Chat Station.
Station.
I'm so proud that we're like fucking owning Station.
Yeah.
From we're like making Chris and Ed proud, guys. It's just everybody out there in the PCP Army. I want you to know, every time you station a Chris Matheson or an Ed Solomon, get their wings. Remember, Chris Matheson was here on the show, co-creator Bill and Ted.
Was he?
Yes. Reach out to us. Reach out to us.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
You never told me.
Great times. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I had so much fun on the Roadhouse review. Bueller, thank you so much for reintroducing this film into my life, man.
That's awesome. It's such a good movie, and it's I think God Tank was in here, and he was actually the one that started calling me Mr. Roadhouse a while back and stuff, and kind of stuck. But it is just one of those movies that never gets old. Every time you see it on TV, you stop a minute, you watch a few minutes of it, it's all. I remember that thing, and then and there was a Patrick Swayze documentary that came out like last year where they really hit on Roadhouse for like a good portion of the documentary and stuff. It was just so great to hear how he was kind of hesitant about the movie, but then when he got into it, he was full bore, and he was just like, he's like, what is this? And then he gets into it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to put 110% into it, and it shows. So
in that Shout Factory documentary, they interview his wife.
Yeah,
and he said that he wanted to do this film because he said that he was known as being like this ladies' man, this dancer, this gymnast, right? But he's like, I'm badass too. So he kind of wanted to do this movie to prove that he can be badass. By the way, we got a super chat from Stefan. We had one from Bueller earlier. Mr. Roadhouse himself. By the way, we do have God Tank still in here. Said Mr. Roadhouse all day long. That's like the whole reason then why we did this stream tonight is because of God Tank. Ultimately,
there you go.
Think about that. That's synchronicity right there. Stefan says Peter Griffin voice Roadhouse, and real quick Station. Hell yeah! Thank you so much. You know what that means. All right, we just want to do a quick one there because, we want to have some fun tonight in PCP Back Chat because we didn't get to do it last week after the Friday the 13th-a-thon. Oh, my God. The hubris of Rockin fucking Robbie Billups. Fucking past-ass Robbie. I hate past Robbie. Dude. I know. Everybody told me. They're like, there's no way we can do all 12 fucking Friday the 13th. But when we did. We fucking did. We breezed through the last 6 because I was like falling the fuck asleep, dude. I was so done. I was so over it. The hubris. And then the fact that we've already announced that we're doing all the Hellraiser and Halloween films for next Horror Fest. Yeah. I'll figure out a better way because I got a year to do it. But Jesus Christ. Holy crap.
We could do 2 parts.
I'm glad we did it, guys. And thank you for being there with us. But Jesus.
I had so much show and tell, and I was like, we can't do this.
I had a lot of show and tell too, man. There's no way. There's no way. There's just no way. No way. Anyway.
God. Yeah.
Bueller Perry, this is the part of the show where we're just bullshitting. It doesn't even matter. This is just, we're just hanging out. We're just having fun.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
You guys have fun? What's going on in the chat? You guys got a question you want to ask all of us? You have an opportunity right now.
Oh, one of the quotes that we didn't talk about in Roadhouse, which I meant to get to, which was probably one of my favorite quotes, which I probably should have mentioned. When the girl was stripping in the bar on stage, who was married or dating the main villain, when he pulled her off and gave her back to him, he's like, make sure to put your pets on a leash.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, holy shit, that's crazy. Like, that's insane. Like, I don't think anyone could ever say anything in this day and age like that. Like, that's a little, that was nuts hearing that.
That was great.
Yeah.
God Tank says, Station, keep rocking. I love Perry's reaction video also.
Thanks, God Tank.
Yeah, dude.
The lines in that film are ridiculous. And like the Sam Elliott one where he's like, she's got too many brains to have that good of an ass or something. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. And like, I think at one point Perry in his video was like, the 80s apparently were a different time. Yeah, and then there's when Julie Michaels shows up, he's like, hey, you want to go to my place and fuck? Perry's like, damn, that was Ford. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
I don't go to bars, so I don't know.
It
like,
can be sometimes, but
that's
not usually. Not anybody that usually looks like her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
unless you're Patrick Swayze.
Unless you're Patrick Swayze, I guess. We don't have. I don't think any of us have that perspective.
That's sweet swag.
Hey, Robbie, I do have.
But yeah, good times, man. I love this
My
movie.
hairdo.
Wait, what did you say, Bueller?
I do have a picture kind of close to my hairdo. If you want, let me share it.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you did have Sam Elliott hair.
Look at Mr. Roadhouse right there.
I used to sell those old Navy T-shirts, by the way.
Wow. Look at that, Bueller.
That's some good hair, man.
Hell
That's good
yeah.
hair.
There you go.
What year is that? Like 2003 or something?
Yeah, I think you're probably about right. To be honest, somewhere in there.
That's awesome.
Wow, dude.
Back in the
Look at
day.
that.
So woeful.
Fuck
There you
yeah,
go, man.
goddamn
Yeah.
Dalton himself, man. James Dalton.
Oh hell, I had like a leather jacket with like a jean thing on it and stuff. I look like a badass, man. I look like a biker.
Look at you, man.
Because I used to have a motorcycle and stuff like that, and I don't anymore. But there was a time, man, where I just worked out, and after I got divorced, I just worked out, grew my hair out, and just kind of went to the bar for like 8 years. It kind of pulled a whole, Patrick Swayze thing for like 8 years. It was great.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm probably about to do that myself, man, once COVID's over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Then I
putting
hit
a stop to my
32.
roadhouse-ness, man. I'm ready to go.
32 was the cutoff, man. When I hit 32, I was like, okay, I got to take a break. Can't do anything.
Screw that, man.
Yeah.
I did do plenty of bars in my 20s, though.
Yeah,
Plenty.
we all,
Plenty.
yeah. Gosh, I kind of missed my 20s.
I don't want to.
energy.
I don't want to get depressing tonight, Jelani.
I missed my 20s. I'm just saying, man.
I literally asked Tony last night. I was like, "So seriously, bro, what are the 40s like? Like, I want to know. Like, what do I have to look forward to? Like,
Your prostate exam, man.
I spent the last year in my fucking
Oh, man.
30s in a goddamn COVID-19 fucking shit, man. God damn it! I should be out there, fucking sowing the seeds of love, as Tears for Fears would put it. I made this bold ass statement the other day. I'm going to stand by it. I think Songs from the Big Chair by Tears for Fears, one of the greatest albums of all time. Anybody agree or disagree?
I'm
I
so
have no
scared.
idea what that is.
Yeah, me either.
It's the Tears
All I
for Fears
know is
album.
Fears, but
All I
not,
know is
not like on an album basis per se.
Yeah.
Tears for
All I
Fears
know-
is the album. That's the album that's got Shout and it's got Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but it's got so many other great songs that tie it all together.
Something happens and I'm head over heels.
Yeah, it's got Head Over Heels on it
yeah.
too. Yeah,
That's your favorite album, Robbie?
by Tears for Fears. I think it's one of the greatest albums of all time.
Okay.
But let's be honest, of all time, that means all past, all present, all future, in all space and time. Okay. So we're talking about a large number. So a tiny percentage of that would still probably be at least thousands of albums. So I feel confident saying that.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got stuff you haven't listened to yet then.
Don't we all, my brother? Don't we all,
That's true.
my friend?
That's
Don't we
true.
all?
One of my favorites, honestly, and this will stand up there, is Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains.
That's a great fucking album, Bueller.
It's small. It's only like eight or nine songs, but I kid you not, man. I listened to that thing over and over and over back when I was a teenager, and it's still one of my favorites. To this
Alice
day.
in Chains is great. Perry's writing all this shit down right now. He's like, music reaction video.
Who's the album? Is this the best album ever?
One of the best albums ever, which I think could be thousands of albums in the midst of
Sure.
all the albums that will ever be made across time and space, right? Obviously. So, yeah. That's just me.
I was just gonna say Dr. Dre's 2001. Sorry.
I would put the Chronic
Chronic.
over.
Chronic
I'd put the
2001.
Chronic over 2001, bro.
I like the Chronic, but I like 2001 a lot better.
Love it. I
My
love it.
introduction. Yeah, I do. I think. I
Chronic.
mean, the skits alone like sell it.
The skits are okay. I think the skits are better in the original Chronic because you get the D's Nuts skit by Warren G, man.
Yeah.
Hey, did what's his
$20
name
stack
didn't get at you
pyramid.
yesterday? Yeah, the $20 stack pyramid. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think that's better. And you got better songs. I mean, Don't Fuck with Dre Day. You got Nothing But a G Thing. You got
I
Little
love
Ghetto
2000.
Boy. I mean, come on.
The fact
Oh.
Eminem's there. The fact
Let
Eminem's there.
me right. The fact that Eminem's there, that's the most
Yeah.
basic ass shit to say nowadays, man.
You're
Who gives a
welcome.
shit?
You're welcome.
The
I do
fact
what I-
that the fact that Snoop Dogg is on goddamn Chronic and that there's more Dre on the Chronic than there is on any other Dre album, bruh.
That's true. That's true. He's a producer.
I was so disappointed when he released Compton, and I'm like, he rapped on one verse. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me, man.
He's a producer. He's more of a producer, man.
I know, man, but I like his rapping, man.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know, whatever. It's still, I mean, 2001's a great album, man. We banged that shit for years, so still do. So
yeah, it's the listen factor. It's what you
we got some people throwing in the fucking chat. So House Till the End said, I agree, great album. Talking about Tears for Fears, hell yeah, shout, hell yeah. Twitch says Throwing Copper by Live. That's a great album. That's a really great album. I love Live. I'm a big Live fan. Easy Reader says Central Heating by Heatwave. God Tank says off the top of my head, it has to be Violator by Depeche Mode. Hell yeah. Chronic is a classic. Smash by Offspring. I've been listening to Ixnay on the Hombre lately. I think
Smash was a little better than Ixnay.
I would have probably agree with you as well. I'm just saying I've been listening. I've been listening to Ixnay lately. Only Built for Cuban Links. I don't know if that's an album. I don't know what Fable's doing there. I'm missing it. James says Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi. Really, James? Really? Okay. That's interesting. Mikey says, Robbie, I'm going to let you finish, but The Basement Show is the best album of all time. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. Ricky says Mobb Deep, the infamous. How about fucking Nas? Illmatic, man. Good.
Yeah.
Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. Nirvana, Nevermind. Where's My Mind? The Pixies. Where's My Mind is on. It's on Doolittle, right? Doolittle's a great album, but I like Surfer Rosa better. But I mean, I like Surfer Rosa and Doolittle are like the two essential Pixie albums, basically. I mean, Come On Pilgrim's part of that as well, but Bossa Nova and what's the other one? I always forget the fucking other one. They're okay. They're okay. We just lost everybody. Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? If anybody in the chat has a question, this is your chance to get a question in. Talk about comics. Well, here's a question. What's the last really great single issue comic book you read, Bueller?
Well, recently, let's see, Department of Truth #1. I mean, number 2 was really good as well, but I mean, recently, as far as a brand new story, starting off from the beginning, it has to be Department of Truth number 1. It's probably easily a book that I read it within the first few minutes after I was done. I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one, and going from there. I just got done reading Big Girls #4. I'm liking that quite a bit as well.
It's a fun book.
Yeah, it's a fun book, and I read a few this week. I can't remember which ones, but right off the bat, Department of Truth easily is probably my favorite book right now as far as a new read.
Department of Truth is really great. Now, I was really excited to share this with one of my buddies who's like the biggest conspiracy theorist I know, right? He's the Eddie Bravo to my Joe Rogan. And I was really excited. I was like, you got to check this book out. It's awesome. And he fucking hated it because he was like, because it's kind of pointing to the idea. It's like James Tynion's kind of leading the idea of conspiracy theorists to the right. And he's kind of like making the idea that they're not necessarily true. They just become true. And him as a hardcore conspiracy theorist, he found that quite offensive. I thought it was really funny. And then when he picked up #2, he's like, I'm going to read #2. I'm going to hold out judgment for #2. And I was like, well, you're really going to hate #2 because of the dude at the end, the fat dude who like talks all that shit about conspiracy theorists. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to like issue 2, bro.
That sounds like in The Boys, they have the 2 guys that run the comic shop.
Yeah,
they're like just they like hate their customers so much and are just complete assholes to them.
Yeah,
straight.
Like, I know you haven't read The Boys, Robbie, but I
have Young Man read like
his contempt for his fan base in a way.
Young Man, I have read like the first 20-something issues of The Boys, my friend. Okay, and yeah, and I decided I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I didn't like Garth Ennis making fun of me. And telling me that I shouldn't like superheroes, and superheroes are something to be made light of. I think they're very important to our society and philosophy. That's what I think. Perry, what's the last great comic you read?
You're still reading comics, Perry?
Yeah, I just finished reading The Last Ronin.
First
I
time
read that a
reading comics.
couple days ago. I thought Last Ronin was really cool.
Yeah, why don't you do
read
reaction videos to reading comics? You're just reading it, and every once in a while you go, "Whoa, bro!"
Well, yeah. Well, I'm actually gonna do a video. I have the first 100 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, so I'm gonna be like first time reading Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm just gonna sit here and read Amazing Spider-Man
Oh, that's
until
cool.
I fall asleep or something.
Like the old school Ditko Ramita's Lee stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So Amazing
fucking
Spider-Man 1 to 100. Yeah.
Well, read Amazing Fantasy 15 first, Perry.
I mean, all right. I guess I will. I'll do that first.
Yeah, you have
That's
to.
when
read
it
that
gets
first.
bit.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was I say? Oh, Last Ronin. Last Ronin was really good. I thought that was cool. It got really dark at the end, but overall, I thought it was really good. I'm looking forward to the next issue. And you guys were talking about albums. DMX. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Probably one of my all-time favorite albums.
That's a great album.
Yeah, that's a great
flawless
album.
from beginning to end. There's
He
not
can
one
rap
bad
all
moment.
of those. Yeah, he
Dude,
can rap
his first
all
3
those
albums
now.
are dope as shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say his first 4 even. Stop, drop, shut him down, open up, stop.
That was one of my favorite homage covers right
Oh yes, I got
Yeah.
that one. Oh, I love that one. I got that one. I got the I got the De La Soul one that they did for one of the X-Men books. I got the Miles one, and I'm trying to find that because that book's like $200 right now. I'm like, holy shit! Thank God for that video game, but I can't find it. I'm afraid I gave it away in a mystery box. But who knows? Probably. I got the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill one. That's really good. Last Ronin was good. I thought it was solid. I thought it was pretty solid. Did you like the revelation of who it was at the end, Perry?
I did. I felt like it was going to be more Raph, and then I was like, well, as I was reading, I was like, it would be cool if it was like Michelangelo, because it's like the last person I would expect to survive, because he's more goofy and childlike than the others.
I figured it would be
So to see
Donatello
him,
or Michelangelo would be like the least likely ones, so they'd be the most likely to be.
Well, Michelangelo has the biggest impact, I think, emotionally,
youngest.
right? Because he's the youngest, and he's out of all of them the one that needs his brothers the most.
Yeah,
that's why he's still talking to them.
Yes,
like he's lost without them. He needs that whole dynamic. And then
what
was he going to do at the end? Subuko?
Yeah, he was going to kill himself, man. Yeah. He feels like he's failed. Now, how much would it piss you off if the issue 2, which has been delayed to the end of January now, every issue is going to be delayed, y'all. It's going to take over a year for all 5. I promise you. But what would you feel if the page 1 of issue 2, he goes, I'm not Michelangelo, April. I'm and he's like,
I've done it.
And what if they did that every fucking time? Like he doesn't even remember who he is. Wouldn't that be dumb?
Oh, damn.
Nope.
That would be stupid. Speaking
like
of
he'll
being
have split personalities of all his brothers.
Yeah, it's just and it's actually at the end we find out it's Metalhead. But he's got like turtle. He's got turtle flesh
like
on.
Like if a billion Krangs in there.
Oh my god! One of my favorite things. Somebody, it was Drew. Drew posted in the PCP Army. Dashing Drew. He's a member of the Excitable PCP Crew. He posted in the PCP Army the image of Steppenwolf from the Snyder Cut with all the extra little fucking needles and shit or whatever. Yeah. And he was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know? And Paul fucking said, "Is this Super Shredder?" I was like, "That's so fucking spot on." Speaking of Super Shredder and spot on, Jelani, what's the last great comic you read?
I went back to my storage shed because I don't read comics as much as you guys do because you guys read tons of comics. But the one that I read recently was the Superman annual for the man who has to the man who has everything. When it's his birthday and he gets the tendril stuck on his chest. And he sees the life that he has before he's, if Krypton didn't blow up and his father was crazy and all these things. And I just finished rereading that. Like, it's been a couple days now. And I like going back to that story every once in a while. There are like 3 major things I read the most of. And that would be like, I always read Watchmen once a year. I always read all of my Ultimate Authorities once a year, and I always go back to just 1 or 2 comics that I like. Recently I read Infinity Gauntlet, and I go to my superhero books. I mean, those are the ones I have the most, and I love that story. That story is tragic, and it's sad on so many different levels because like it's Superman's life of what it could have been. and it was all Mongul's plan, to keep him occupied.
Yeah.
To stop him. And I love that story. And so it's that one. And my other favorite Superman story is the one, the last one, the end of the Silver Age Superman. I can't remember the name of it now.
Whatever happened to the man?
Whatever tomorrow. That's correct. I love those stories. Something about Superman.
It's the end of the Bronze Age Superman, my friend. Just saying.
It is, isn't it? I am sorry.
Because it could be argued that the Bronze Age gave way to the Dark Age shortly after the Crisis on Infinite Earths at the arrival of Dark Knight Returns and the Watchmen.
Nerd.
I see some confusion in the chat. Yes, we have finished the Roadhouse conversation. It may pop back up. We're now in PCP back chat, and I'm going to finish this conversation, and then we'll see what can happen. Brooks, what's the last great comic you read?
I really liked Crossover #1. That was a book that caught my attention. I think I might actually want to sign up for that book.
Oh.
A rare
the idea of it too.
A rare pick of the week that Brooks wants to sign up for. Wow.
Yeah.
Brooks is usually like, your pick of the week's kind of suck.
Well, it's not that I don't like them. It's just that I already have so many fucking comics. I don't want to just add another one to the stack.
Dude, what's wrong with you? You buy so many goddamn X-Men toys. Why not?
Well, I'm trying to cut back on that too.
Hell yeah. All right. So now we're just rambling.
I did buy your pick of the week this week, Robbie. What was it called again?
A Dark Interlude.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I bought it on your recommendation.
Well, for me, that's the last great comic book I read was a Dark Interlude. But I will say this, Bueller, you should read Fearscape first.
Yeah.
You should read Fearscape first. Now it does kind of encapsulate Fearscape for you, but you have to read Fearscape first, I think, to really appreciate what they're doing, because it's super meta. Like, they're making a commentary on the idea of stupid sequels that even tried to disguise. Like, there's even a bit in the book where he talks about how it's so pretentious to try to disguise the fact that it's a sequel by making it a different title, you know, and things like that. You should, I think Fearscape and A Dark Interlude included are some of the best comic books out right now, period.
Nice.
Great stuff. Wow. Great stuff. Yeah. The original Fearscape is incredibly ambitious, and it completely fulfills its promise. It's a great book. The basic premise of Fearscape is once a generation, there's this place called the Fearscape.
Slayer?
Oh. What? Well, so there's this place called the Fearscape, right? And all the fears of mankind live in this metaphysical realm, right? And once a generation, the Muse has to come to Earth and find the world's greatest storyteller to go into the Fearscape. Think of it almost like The Dreaming, but a nightmare version of it. It's kind of like Sandman in a way, right? So they have to take the world's greatest storyteller, and then they go into the Fearscape and defeat mankind's greatest fears, right? For a generation. But in Fearscape, the Muse doesn't get the greatest storyteller of the generation, but the greatest plagiarist of the generation. And so then all kinds of hijinks ensue, but it's an incredibly meta book that is speaking on the essence of story and fiction itself. It's really, really crazy stuff. I love it.
No, I don't want to read it. Luckily, my comic shop has a return policy, so I'll take it back.
Well, you should. I know somebody's got to read it so they can mention. What are you guys going to do Monday morning? You're going to be like, yeah, Robbie's pick of the week was Dark Interlude. We didn't read this one, but we trust him. Sure, whatever.
Well, you can make stuff up. That's not a problem.
Just make shit up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really great. I really like the premise.
For learn more about this book, check out Robbie at Pop Culture Philosophers. Next topic.
I forgot to pick up the trade or get that trade from you, man.
Which one?
For that book, the book that Brooks, the one that Brooks warped.
Oh, Blue and Green. let Brooks borrow.
Yeah, I got to get
book.
blue and green again.
I just get
Yeah,
it.
sorry I damaged your book, bro.
It's the new Rom V fucking graphic novel. I get it. I read it. I'm like, it's one of the best books of the year, everybody. And I let Brooks borrow it, and he leaves it in his fucking truck for days, and he gives it back to me. It's all fucking warped and shit. And he's like, what? You can still read it?
It was one day, but sorry. My bad.
You don't leave comic books in your fucking car, man.
Yeah, dude.
You don't.
You goddamn rookie, Brooks.
You gotta take it out, man.
I do say that though. Someone would be like, "Yo, the book in my box has got like a thumb crease in it." I'll be like, "Can you still read it?" It's a comic book.
It's not something that would like bother me. So
Like, do people do that with TV guides? Do they go to fucking the cashier at Walmart and be like, "I'm sorry, this TV guide's got a crease"? I don't even know if they fucking sell TV guides that way anymore.
They don't.
Like,
They
this
don't sell
Sports,
TV
this
guides
Sports
anymore.
Illustrated's got a goddamn thumb crease on it. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I get it. They're comics. They're comics. They're precious metal. I get it.
Precious metal. There you go.
I do not care about fucking Spine Tick's Fable. Not at all. I don't give a shit. Bueller doesn't either. He doesn't care. He's like me. He's like, the cheaper the better. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly. Cheaper the better, man.
Cheaper the better. That means damage means it's cheaper.
It is read.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You read it. You enjoyed it. Somebody enjoyed it. That's all I got to say. Just like when I gave you. Yeah.
You go to a grocery store, you get the damaged cans half off, right? And take a can and throw it on the ground. Same thing at a comic shop. You just go there, throw the comic on the ground, get half off.
Bueller, are you
That's
saying
right.
that you go to the goddamn grocery shop, grab some cans of peas and beef stew and throw them on the fucking ground and be like, these are dented. Can
These
I
are
get a
dented.
discount?
Half off. Perfect.
Oh my God, Bueller. I can't wait to get to fucking Portland and hang out with you for a week, man. That would be fun. The life of Bueller.
Man.
We're gonna get Bob to fucking go pick up free coffee for me. And then we're gonna go buy some dented cans of fucking beef stew.
We used to
There's
be
a
the-
dispensary across the street, so you're fine. Don't worry about it, brother.
There's a restaurant that we used to go to. They used to have a buffet, right? And like the drinks of the buffet were like $4 for a drink, but it's all.
Good Lord.
I mean, but you can refill as much as you want.
Yeah.
So we would go to the buffet, and we'd find a table that people just left, and we'd grab their glass and bring it up to the counter and say, "Oh, my glass is dirty. Can I get a new one?" And they'd give us a new glass.
Oh my God, that's next level, bro. I never forgot about
dude.
that.
And we never had to pay for the drinks, but then we make someone else to do our order or something like that. So, but yeah.
I remember seeing this video of this dude that had like in his trunk every single like large size cup from every fast food restaurant and would just go like on the road. He would stop at a Burger King, go to his trunk, grab the Burger King cup, go in there, fill it up,
Yeah.
maybe buy a cheeseburger. Who knows? Shit like that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's
This
smart.
glass is dirty. Can I get another one? This plate's dirty. Can I get another?
We did the same thing with salad plates every now and then. We'd like bring up
They
the
did-
salad plate.
They didn't think it was suspect when they came in there and you're like, yes, one buffet, no drink. I'm good.
No, bro. And then come back later. My drink.
It's weird because they had two counters. They had a counter where you place your order, then they had a bar counter where you got your drinks. It was like right around the corner.
Oh,
So
you
you
skip it.
place your order, then you go order somewhere else your drinks. So it just worked out just fine. So I missed that place. They went out of business. Sorry, but that's probably my fault.
all those free fucking drinks. You drank them out of goddamn orange slice, man. They're like, hey, we're done, man. We're done. We're done. It's over. I do miss buffets. That's another thing. We talk about all the time about how we miss movies right now.
Yeah.
And I miss going to the movie theater. But man, I miss buffets too. Like, to be
KFC
honest.
buffet.
Nice.
Our
Yeah.
last KFC buffet died like what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, there's
And our-
there's still another one. There's another one that's in Madison.
Really?
My parents found it, and I was like, "What? There's a KFC buffet? What? Yeah, it's still around." So
Our
I mean,
Popeyes buffet closed down, but became
Yeah.
a different restaurant. Then it closed down, didn't it? I
Yep.
don't remember.
it turned into a copper top bar.
Are any of the
Really?
buffets open right now?
Can't
Still?
remember.
I
No,
think-
I don't think so.
They may be
No.
open here in Alabama. I'm not sure.
Golden Corral is shut down for good. I'm
Oh,
so
that's-
sad.
Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
we
I
just
love
had
Golden Corral. Shut up.
Wait, it's like done? It's out of business?
No, the one
Oh.
that's in our town is gone.
Because
Like,
I got
they
to
put
go to Corral gift card. I'm like, no, I didn't cash it in.
No.
They can still sell food. I mean, all you
Harry's
gotta
gonna
do is
drag that
pay.
gift card across the pond to the owner of Golden Corral and be like, "Fuck you!"
all the restaurants and bars shut down on Wednesday here.
Yeah, I usually there's a Chinese restaurant, Chinese buffet I used to go to every Sunday called Meteor Buffet. They had crab legs on the menu, which was my jam.
They
It
all
is
have
also-
crab legs on the menu, bro.
Yeah, well, not all of them. Not all of them.
New
88
China
Buffet
does?
doesn't.
New China?
88. I know 88 Buffet doesn't though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
New China's
but-
still open. I know, because I grub sell
Yeah,
sushi
they're
from
open.
them. So
They're
I don't
open.
know if the restaurant like.
But I miss buffets, man. I miss sitting down and like ordering people around, like get me stuff, like special order me stuff after I get like a ton of food on my plate already.
Which is like KFC and Popeyes. Which is like KFC and Popeyes had buffets.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they
And
do.
apparently in Perry's fucking area, the KFC still does.
Yeah, I
That's
used to
all.
work there too.
Really?
Yeah. KFC
Yeah.
was crazy.
Did y'all have greens? Did you have like turnip greens?
We had like
On your menu?
collard greens.
Yeah, collard greens.
Yeah.
Okay.
We even had gizzards.
Yeah. I miss
God.
your livers, man. The livers. They took the livers off the menu. Take them Australian
Chris, they
though and
fucking
everything now.
suck, bro. God damn. Why would you eat a chicken liver when you can buy a goddamn chicken leg at the same place? Like, why
Chicken
would
livers.
my
are
mom
the
ate
shit.
chicken livers. Those were the grossest things. Oh my god.
Well, Carol had good taste. I'll say that.
Chicken livers? Ugh.
They're delicious, man. They're freaking delicious. And like they go with everything. They do. And you can put ketchup on them and you won't have any problems. That's right. I said ketchup.
That's fine.
But they're good.
Who gives a shit, bro? That's a weird stretch.
They're delicious, man. That's all I'm saying.
I've been on
But yeah.
the Panda Express diet lately. Really enjoying them.
Oh, like sugar chicken?
Yeah, get some sugar with my chicken.
Do you get the grilled chicken that they do? The grilled chicken is awesome. I have one across the street from me. It's like right there.
You can get the Beijing beef, the orange chicken, and then they got a new one, and the steak one is pretty good. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm a fan of the Panda Express. They need to
So-
give you bigger portions.
They do.
so I'm really like when I go there and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like so nice. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
you guys work so hard. I just want to say thank you. And I'm just like the whole time, just like, man, you guys do such a good job. I love you, and just hoping to get an extra piece of beef.
Can you scoop some more in there, please?
Oh
This-
man, that's my favorite. Oh, it's so good. I'm like,
Plates are so
Hey,
tiny.
guy, by the way, I got a YouTube channel. I'll mention you.
there you go.
I'll mention you for a fucking wonton.
Yes. Love
Um,
to work with them.
I'll mention you for hot and sour soup.
Throw me an egg roll in there.
Fuck yeah. My biggest thing lately has been like they just opened up a Big Shakes in our town. They had one in the very town next to us, which is our suburb, but they don't want to call it that because we're not big enough for suburbs, right? But Madison's a suburb of Huntsville. But anyway, so they got this one in our town. Big Shakes is a Nashville-based franchise that is hot chicken, right?
Hot chicken and
if
fish.
you know me, you know I love hot fucking food. And so one of the last times I had them, I got bold and I said, let me get Executioner, but can you make it hotter? Can you make it spicier? And they were like, okay. And bruh, like that kicked my ass. 3 chicken tenders took me 2.5 days to eat. And I have eaten a Carolina Reaper. So it was really fucking hot.
Why
so
would you do that to yourself?
because Executioner started being
Why
just,
can't you enjoy food? You're supposed to
Executioner-
enjoy food.
I do
No.
enjoy food, so let me enjoy the fucking hot shit I like, bro. Okay. Everybody always does this to me, Bueller and Perry. They always
3
do it. These
days.
guys are like, oh,
3
you're ruining
freaking
your
days.
fucking taste with
You
all this
are.
hot food and shit. No, I'm
Your
not.
tongue's
Bro.
dead.
You're
Your
just
tongue's
mad because
dead.
you're just
You're
mad.
like,
My tongue is not dead, bro.
Oh,
My tongue is not.
it's
My tongue is LeBron
fine.
James, man. It's championship worthy right now. That's what I'm saying, man. My tongue is fine. You're just a weak ass little bitch when it comes to hot food, and you're just ashamed to admit it. Man, it's
No,
okay. You
my
ain't got to take it out on me.
intestines-
I
My
don't take it out
intestines
on
don't
you.
take that. My intestines don't do that. Sorry.
You can
my-
prepare them, brother. Anyway,
Nah, pass.
anyway.
Anyway,
That's what
speaking
you
of
come
big
to
cake,
degenerating into smack talk.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, that's what back chat is now. It's all just straight up.
just bullshit.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we're
do,
better
man.
than this.
What? You've never eaten a Carolina Reaper? You fucking bitch. Are you serious?
I'll never eat one of those
Did
things.
you say your tongue is like LeBron James?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think anyone's ever used that reference before. My tongue is a lot like LeBron James.
Man, I guess got a message from Mike today too that my LeBron James Lakers pop came in today. Oh, I'm so excited.
Nice.
So excited. Champions, baby.
Why are you like the
Champion.
Lakers so much?
I still have never gotten my Magic Johnson pop. So I'm still waiting for that, Mike. So LeBron James is cool. I like that. I'm a Lakers fan, bro. I'm just happy that the Lakers got a championship. AD, Anthony Davis, right? We got rid of Green. That's nice. We just got that guy who's going to be our new shooter. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? We talk about sports. People don't care.
I stopped watching basketball years ago.
Right now we're in football season. There's no reason to talk about football right now. To be honest,
Yeah,
no reason.
Yeah. Well, the Cowboys are terrible.
Cowboys fan is no reason. Oh, your Patriots suck too, my
I'm
friend.
a former.
Just so you
Yeah,
know.
they do. Yeah, they do. But hey, Cam's doing his business now. He won the last 2 games, so I'm not really that bad.
Jelani picked a good year to jump off of the Cowboys, though. He really did.
Yeah, I picked it. That's every year. I was a Cowboys fan since like the 90s, and I gave up last year because they beat the Jets, beat them so bad. I was like, nope. And I hate the Jets. I hate every New York team.
Oh,
every New York team. And like I was out. I was like, we're done. And
the last time we had
I look back.
Time we had a dismal season like this, the next year we had Troy Aikman. So I'm cool with it. We'll see what happens.
If you get Troy back in the form of someone
I think
else,
Troy Aikman's actually coming back. I'm really excited.
I'm surprised you didn't get Johnny Football, man. Just get Johnny Football. Let's get it started.
Jesus, that guy. Bueller, are you a Seahawks fan? Or do you like NFL or anything?
I used to. I still like watching football every now and then, but I really couldn't tell you who plays for who anymore. But I used to be all into it. I mean, I played football when I was younger. And,
Me too.
But I don't pay too much attention to it. You know, I've heard that the Cowboys aren't doing very good. I don't think I've watched any games this season. But I always watch like the playoffs and stuff like that. So, but I've really fallen off as far as who's playing for who or who the big stars are and stuff. I've always been an NBA fan. Basketball. Yeah. I'm a tall guy and I played basketball as well. Nice. But that's really my main sport. So
Trailblazers.
Trailblazers are great, but they're a very disappointing team throughout my lifetime. And when you just hit one after another, you just get nailed. Kind of let down. It kind of gets old. So really, I like basketball in general. So I like just a good game. I don't care who wins. If I can get a good game, that's what I like. So I really don't have a favorite. I like the playoffs this year were great. I'm not a huge Lakers fan or LeBron fan, but there were some really good games this year that were just really enjoyable to watch. It didn't matter who won.
I think the bubble heightened the competition and the level of athleticism. I really do.
Yeah, they didn't have any.
You don't have that home field advantage, home court advantage.
They also had the focus. You know?
You got to play. You got to play basketball now.
Yeah,
you don't have the crowd as your background.
That was their entire world was just being stuck together too, talking shit to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the playoffs are great. I think there were some really great games in the finals between the Heat and the Lakers. The Heat are going to be a team to contend with. Perry, do you like sports at all? Are you a Tom Brady fan? You have these down in Florida?
I like sports, but I don't understand them. I played football, but I didn't know what I was doing. At all. I showed up to my first game, and they were like, "Did you look at the playbook?" I'm like, "I didn't even know we had a playbook. What's the playbook?" I don't understand where you're supposed to stand or anything. So I'm not very in. I don't mind watching it. I just don't know what I'm seeing. That's the extent of my sport.
Dude, I got a great idea, Perry. Perry reacting to watching the Cowboys play the Jets for the first time. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
God. But yeah, not bad, man.
We got 1-2 comic talk in the house. Everybody, station. But hell yeah, sports talk is over because Brooks doesn't care about that shit. Brooks, what do you want to talk about? You've been quiet down there in the basement.
Is he in your basement?
Probably.
Yeah, and the basement's like fucking 7 miles that way.
Okay. I didn't know. I don't know that you're set up.
Oh no, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment, bro.
Okay.
This is bedroom number 2.
Second floor too.
We call it the Huntsville Attic Studio.
That's right.
My buddy Sam, he lives in the basement of the house. I don't know.
It happens. Brooks used to live in the basement of the house. No, he didn't. George did. George
I was
did.
trying to think, like, wait, is that true?
Did I know that?
Brooks used to live in the living room of an apartment like Joey from Full House.
Yeah. I slept on a fold-out bed. Like every night, I have to pull the couch out.
It was
Pull
2
out the
years of no
mattress.
masturbation, wasn't it, Brooks?
Yeah.
man.
No, he totally masturbated. What are you talking about?
Can you imagine living in the living room with like 2 other people and being like, I think now's a good time to beat off.
Why don't you just ask me, like, hey, do you mind? You know,
Don't come out here, guys. I'm practicing guitar.
yeah, I gotta rub one out real quick. Dog.
I've been watching
you don't
Roadhouse, bro.
you
I'm
don't
sorry.
understand. Like,
It's like make the best of your shower time.
You're
back
here in
in
a
those
room
days.
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
the shower's good, but you want to just like lay on the couch sometimes, you know, just lay down and just
Just
be free. You know,
It wasn't for 2 years, man. I'm
This
just,
is-
that was just, I don't want people to get a bad impression of Brooks. I really don't. I'm just fucking joking around.
gosh.
How would anyone get a bad impression of me?
Yeah.
I'm such a lovable guy, you know.
You know it. Brooks was the dude on the couch from Half Baked. Kind of. Whenever
Yeah.
It's like I just randomly would get up and give like advice.
crazy is that everybody in that apartment, you were my favorite, man. You were there for the establishment of the NUSP. You know what I'm saying. Anyway,
Yep.
moving along.
I don't know how Nathan never fought you through all the time we spent together.
Because I knew how to. Brooks lived with these 2 brothers, and I
Like,
knew
all
how.
Nathan's rage always went right to George. So
I
it's
knew
like
how to-
George
I
like
knew
the
how to-
lightning
yeah.
rod for Nathan's ire.
I knew how to
So we would all pick
manipulate
on
that.
Nathan,
Yeah.
he'd just get pissed at George.
Yeah, I would pick on. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I used to be a shitty person. Jeremiah's got a question. He says, "Do you think the rumors of DC shutting down physical comics by next summer are exaggerated?" Jeremiah, in a word, yes,
yeah.
100%. That news, first of all,
Yeah,
that rumor came
not
from
real.
Ethan Van Sciver.
Which
That
ain't
is
shit.
not a
That's not
trustworthy.
news.
That's not a trustworthy news
I
source,
can't believe people were saying that. I'm like, do you not know
Fake
who's saying
news.
this? Like, come on, dude.
God, he's
right?
trash.
And then Jim Lee even had to come out and be like, I mean, I feel bad for Jim Lee because it's like DC, they collectively DC came to Jim Lee and were like, you got to go say something.
You have to. You're the CEO.
Here's the thing.
You're the figurehead.
This is what's
that just
happening.
Draws.
Every 6 months, somebody on YouTube has got to make a video about the death of the industry. And right now, DC is the easiest one to pick on because Warner Brothers is making cuts. Now they're making those cuts across the board. It's not just DC Comics; it's everywhere. It's HBO. It's the film divisions. It's all that shit. They're
AT&T.
losing money. They're
Yeah.
waiting on that's why they're doing this dramatic decision with Wonder Woman to release it on HBO Max and theaters the same day.
And theaters. That's dumb. Just
No,
watch
it's
it.
fine. It's fine.
On
People-
HBO.
It's fine. They're going to sell a lot of 7-day free trials. But so they are looking at cutting down the publishing line as far as single issue comics. They're not looking to abandon it. They're looking to streamline it, but they're looking to widen out. They have more success having books that stay on the shelves for years. Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, all these silly little fucking young readers and young adult graphic novels they do that most of us don't give a shit about. They
I
sell
see ads
like
from all the time. Man.
they sell like crazy.
Yeah.
Man. They really, really do. So they're putting the focus on that. That's why they're shifting to the omniverse format versus the multiverse. There will still be a DC comic book publication line. Maybe they are looking at trimming it down even further and eventually getting rid of it. But it's not going to happen this year. We'll see. But I don't. The source is EVS, and that's
But
not.
EVS, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that, Bueller?
I said a while ago that I think next year DC's only probably going to have like a handful of titles out that they put out on a monthly basis, like just major, like Batman, Superman, Justice League, Flash, like their main characters. So they're really only, I think they're only going to have like 5 or 6 regular titles and then event books. I think it's going to be cut down that much. I don't think they're getting rid of their publications altogether because they can't. You can't not have a Batman book. You can't not have a Superman.
Right.
They're always going to be there. But I literally think their monthly lineup is going to be around 10 titles, including event books or special books by next year.
I think you're also going to see a shift towards graphic novel format. Like instead of releasing things like the Black Label stuff issue to issue, maybe just releasing it as
Just
a
bring it
graphic
all
novel.
at once.
They make
Yeah.
more money in that market. And so I get why they're doing it as a business. I would hate if the DC continuity publication of single issue comics ended. And Bueller's right on the money. They're going to trim it down to the brands that are viable.
That sell. Yeah.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Justice League, and whatever the movies are. So you'll have a Harley Quinn book right now. That's one of the relaunches that are allegedly happening. But more of a focus on the idea that tell whatever story you want. We found out the future state Wonder Woman, the lady who's like an actual Amazon or whatever from like South America, like she's going to have an actual ongoing story post future state, because their idea is to focus less on that continuity, try to focus more on these evergreen properties that actually sell throughout time. But at the same time, I don't think they're going to, it's not like we're dropping it next year. And it came from EVS. I think it's a bad source. You mentioned that you thought that too, Perry. What do you think?
Well, when I heard it was Ethan Red and Skyler talking about it, I was like, all right, well, it reminds me of like Rob Liefeld talking about like Marvel. Like, come on, no one's really listening, especially with your competitor, because you're an independent, and I don't know. I do think DC's going to cut some titles because it's only smart. Who's really talking about all the DC books that are coming out? I mean, I was reading Teen Titans, but eventually I was like, I'm sick of this. But yeah, I think it's, who is it, Scout or Source Point, where they release one issue and then like 6 months later the trade comes out. I like that format. Yeah, I like that format because, especially with indies, buy the first issue. That's how I buy my issues with indies regardless. I'll buy a first issue. If I like it, I'll wait for the first trade to come out. I would like to see DC do something like that. I think that would be pretty cool.
Well, they're having a phenomenal sales right now on the graphic novel market. Whether it's digital or it's physical, right? Because you see these, like those books like Gotham High and those books like fucking like Shadow of the Batgirl, like some of them are really freaking good, but they're all based out of continuity. People are able to do whatever they want and they sell like crazy, and they actually sell really well at those Scholastic book fairs. And there's a lot of money in that market, and they're just focusing on that. And it would suck though to lose. We're not going to lose. I just can't believe that. But
I don't think so. And they've been experimental too. Last Gods, like a full fantasy series that's been freaking awesome. The Hill House collaboration they did, I think that was pretty good. I read some of them. I enjoyed them. So like, I don't want to see them like backtrack and just like do Batman books. Like that's kind of like, I like the whole variety that you get. Yeah,
they've actually, DC's been one of the best at diversifying their line that way, and I would hate to see the main line kind of suffer because of it, Sure. But that's just me. But yeah, comics aren't stopping no matter what. The indies are going to continue pumping. Jeremiah says indies are hot right now. They are. Sure. They've always been hot. I mean, they've always been hot. Like indies comics started like in the earliest days. The first time I remember hearing about indie comics really though were in the 90s, where you had like Dark Horse kind of coming up as that third company. Image popped up. But then like I got into the Bendis stuff. Like Jinx and Goldfish, the Caliber Press stuff. I got into Nowheresville. So I've always been big into indie comics, Mage, Madman, all that kind of stuff. And then Dark Horse picked a lot of that stuff up and did some great stuff with it. But now we are in a golden age of because here's the thing, comic books are more than just superheroes. Superheroes are a big part of comic books, obviously. And I'm glad that superheroes live outside of comic books now, because it's a powerful enough of an idea to really, hit everything. But comic books itself is a medium. It's a media format and the way to tell stories through images and dialogue, right? And it is unlike movies or TV or music or paintings, or it's unlike anything else, even of which it borrows from so much of it. But comic books itself is great. And I think we're getting some of the truest, most original content right now in creator-owned comic book work, because all the movies are based on books or franchises or sequels or reboots or whatever, and all the TV shows are kind of doing the same type thing now. And comic books, though, like Red Mother, Something is Killing the Children, Once and Future, those are original concepts. Ice Cream Man, you're not going to get that as an original show on TV. Just like someone like pitches Ice Cream Man to a network, they're like, no, maybe they'll buy the rights to the comic book. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think that's where you get really truly original raw storytelling is indie comics. That's just me. That was a ramble. I'm sorry.
That was deep, man.
I'm passionate tonight. I'm so happy. I mean, Roadhouse turned me into a man again at 39.
There you go, man.
I'm passionate, man. You know, if a guy pulls a gun on you, you got two choices. You either die or you kill the motherfucker. Sam Elliott's great.
He is. He should have stayed Thunderbolt Ross. I think that's
He
the
should've.
one good thing out of Hulk. I think was Thunderbolt Ross. I
We're
really
not
do.
in show and tell yet, but I do want to show this real quick because I planned on showing this on show and tell. But this is an Aquaman variant cover that I think that this is, if Sam Elliott from Roadhouse played Aquaman, this would be it.
He's rugged. He's
Like
very
that's Sam Elliott Aquaman right there. I just wanted to point that out.
Not bad.
Kind of sexy as shit, just to be
I'm
honest.
talking
with
about the dude here in Atlantis.
My God.
They should put fucking Sam Elliott in an Aquaman movie. He's like 70-something years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could do it.
Did you see that one in the movie? He did a Bigfoot. He killed Bigfoot and Hitler or something like that.
I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard about it.
The man who killed Bigfoot and Hitler. I think it's called.
Yeah, it's the man
That
that
sounds
killed
pretty cool.
Hitler and then Bigfoot, right? Because he killed Hitler back in the day as a spy.
Yeah,
Now he's got to kill Bigfoot or something. I saw the trailer. It looks ridiculous. I never watched it though.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
So you watched it?
Oh yeah, of course I did.
Hitler and Bigfoot.
Yeah, man.
That's special as all get out. And that's Sam Elliott?
Yeah. It's a decent one too. It's only a couple years old.
Wow. Okay, I gotta check that out. Now I gotta check that out. And then Perry's gotta do a video on it. It must be done.
It's on some streaming
Oh.
service, so it's free. I think it's on either Amazon or Hulu or something like that.
Okay. I'll check it out. Definitely.
I've always
And
wanted to watch it. It seems ridiculous.
yeah, and I'm a new subscriber to you, Perry, by the way. Just to let you know.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
hope you
dude.
enjoy.
Yeah, I'm about that life. I've been talking about we talked about you for like 2 weeks. On
Well,
like
I
two of the
was
live
pointing
streams.
out your fucking horror movie reactions. Like I applaud you for that.
That was
Perry.
fun.
Like,
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
we got to get you on Horror Fest next year, man.
Yeah, that was really enjoyable. Because
Yeah,
I always think of horror as in like I'm scared, but then I started watching. I'm like, there's so many like subgenres within horror that it was like the body gore within like The Fly, like that was terrifying. But it wasn't like I can't sleep with the lights off tonight. You know, it was great. I wish I would have watched Cabin in the Woods a little bit later because I started. I think I'm gonna rewatch it actually because
It's
there's so
too
many
meta.
references in other movies.
Yeah.
that
it's
tie
too
into
meta.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like that.
You gotta be a horror fan to watch Cabin in the Woods and just be like, oh,
Well,
get
and
it,
like
get it.
there are a lot of references. You
I
can still
get it.
enjoy that movie on its
Yeah,
own,
you
but,
can.
Like,
Oh yeah. That
like
was
the
so good.
Fornicus guy with the little sphere or whatever. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
that's
Pinhead. From
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Pinhead. Yeah.
It's good stuff, man.
Which Pinhead wasn't even in that movie a lot. And in Hellraiser 1, I thought we were going to
He's
see
not
more
in-
of him. I'm like, where the
He's
hell
not
is he?
in a lot of those movies, actually.
That's
And
crazy.
that's one of my favorite things about the Hellraiser films is that Pinhead shows up when it's necessary
Yeah.
throughout most of them,
'Cause he
and I think that's
wants
cool.
to show you. He's so excited to show you. Yeah. It's crazy nuts, man.
Do a movie review on Hardcore Henry. Is that a
That's
movie
a
or
good ass movie.
That's
Oh,
a
is that
good.
the POV
That is a
movie?
fun
Yeah.
ass movie.
You gotta watch
I
this.
I
shit
seen the
in
trailer.
IMAX, though.
I thought
gotta
you were
watch it
talking
in
about
IMAX.
like that guy that was the wrestler in the Attitude Era.
No, that's Hardcore Holly.
Oh,
He's from
my bad.
Alabama. He's from Alabama.
Yeah,
Mobile, actually.
I haven't seen that movie. Brooks, you've seen Hardcore Henry?
Yeah,
What is
Yeah,
that?
it's
it's
good.
great. It's because it's done completely through a first
It's
person
POV.
perspective,
Like a
so you
video
never
game.
see the character's face except like towards the end in like a reflection. But like it's that movie. It's like a great action movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
it just
It's-
came out a
it's
few
super
years ago.
fun. I think you'd
You
like
gotta
it,
watch.
actually.
Yeah, you should have watched that in the theater, man. When I saw it in the theater, it was amazing.
It's
What's
got a
a-
crazy telekinetic villain.
Yeah, it's nuts.
What's a movie theater?
Yeah, those are good. Oh man,
I like POV movies, but
Especially-
not that kind.
Me too, Bueller.
yeah.
Wait, what did you say?
I said I like POV movies, but not that kind.
Was it like stomach-inducing, cringy hurt? Or
Just totally
It was
different
good.
genre in general.
It was
Totally
goofy. Would Roadhouse work as a POV?
No,
Change.
you gotta see Patrick Swayze's fucking coif of hair, man. You gotta.
That's a good
Buns of
yeah.
Steel.
It's beautiful. Yeah, those buns
It
of
is.
steel. Oh my god, dude. He didn't drink water for 3 days before he shot that scene, by the way, probably.
I want to be.
I love that he's like doing Tai Chi. You know, like
Yeah.
that's one of the best musical bits in the movie that Kamen does. Seriously.
And the farmer's watching him like, huh?
Okay, he's
He's
just
probably
doing
like,
it.
what the fuck satanic shit is this? That's how it'd be if it was in Alabama. They'd be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
We need to
Shoot
call a
him.
preacher.
He thinks he's better than me.
Where's the priest? He needs Jesus.
There's a lot of Dukes of Hazzard in this film, I think.
What are them Duke boys gonna do next?
Well, the villain is a lot like Boss Hog.
He is, and then
Yeah, he is.
like Uncle Jesse is like the fucking farmer dude.
Yeah.
He is Uncle Jesse.
And then like I love how he
Nice
like so like when he like shows up for that last big scene at the end and he like drives that fucking car and like corkscrews it and they shoot it and it fucking blows up.
Blows
Like,
up.
what the fuck, man?
Oh,
Like that's crazy. That's a crazy entrance.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he messes up that Mercedes, man. That was a nice car. And he messes up his good car at the end. And I was like, oh, I totally would have got somebody else's car to do all that shit. Like I ain't messing
And
up
he
my
was.
Mercedes.
It was funny because he was buying like all these hoopties, driving him
Yeah.
around because he knew. But
'Cause he
like
knew
once
somebody
he
else messed
once
up.
he's seen his mentor dead, I feel like it was just like blackout, just like
Yeah.
get in the car and go.
Yeah. He just
Okay,
totally
cool.
snapped.
Yeah.
God Tank says we need a Roadhouse video game with the storage room side missions. I like Perry pointed it out. He's like, that's
I'm
his
on my
logic. I'm on my break.
I'm a break.
That's the logic. Like, what are you still
They
banging in
are-
the back room?
I kept forgetting. I thought that was the guy that gets his throat ripped out for some reason. I was like, oh yeah, that's the guy who gets his throat ripped out. Because he asked about it. And I was like, oh yeah, when you mention it, it's gonna happen. So it's like, and it's gonna happen to you. And you don't see him anymore. I guess was he a goon? Was he one of Ben Gazzara's goons?
No, was he? I know he's gone. Like after he fires
He just
him, I
got
don't think we see him
fired.
again.
Yeah. I'm on a break. Yeah. It's just so weird, man.
Hey,
I was
on
on my break.
Love that
I
shit,
can't
man.
fucking underage woman in here. On a break. What kind of country is this?
Gotta do it in the
What's
break
it coming to in this goddamn George Bush era?
Goddamn liberals.
taking over everything.
Oh man.
Goddamn New York City. He's from New York City.
That's Dalton from New York City. Thank
His
you,
name is Dalton.
Oh, he
And
died of
looks back
syphilis.
like he looks back like, how dare you? How dare you? Everybody knows who I am. I'm so surprised.
They're in Missouri. There's this backwater town of Missouri. How do they know Dalton? It's just so weird.
It's just I love it. They know fucking Garrett when he shows up too. They know Sam Elliott.
Garrett, yeah, Wade. I know.
They're like, ladies and gentlemen, Wade Garrett, and they're like,
oh, Wade Garrett.
we were talking about this last night. I would be like, if everybody was like, this is Dalton, I'd be like, who the fuck is that?
Who's Dalton?
Oh, he's a bouncer. Like, is that like a thing? Is there a competition? Is it on ESPN? I have no fucking idea. Is it on the Ocho? I don't know what's going on.
Yo.
Yocho.
David fucking Hatch is here and he says, OMG, Brooks is not in the dark. I did want to comment on that. Brooks,
Yeah.
you got a light on you. I hit the wrong button.
You kicked him out.
Brooks, you actually have a light on you now.
Yeah, dude.
It's like I was sick of David Hatch's whining about it all the time. Like, maybe he'll just shut up about it now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're getting to show and tell now. Perry, Bueller, do you guys have anything for show and tell?
Sure.
What are we showing?
Anything you want. We usually
I
do
drew a
like
picture.
toys, comics, whatever.
Normally I show my dick. So
I'm like,
Well, I ain't gonna
That's
show you my
midnight,
dick. All right, Bueller, show and tell. Show us what you've got.
I drew a picture as we were sitting here talking. There you go.
nice. Very
The-
nice.
the pumpkin.
That's not half bad.
On a comic bag. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, good job, dude. Well done.
There
I
you
like
go.
it.
That's really good.
Skellington.
A little bit of scribble.
It's so detailed in your scribbling. Well done.
There you go.
I like it. I like it a lot. Jack Skellington.
Oh, sorry.
You all right?
My
That
variant.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah, is that the next Bueller exclusive variant?
No, I'll show you the next one. You want to see the next one?
Oh shit, yeah. Can
Yeah,
you?
do it. Do it.
Hold on.
Show it to us, mother. That's the ultimate show and tell.
Yeah, son.
How are we going to top that with some stupid ass action figures? Come on, guys.
All right.
'Cause that's what we do in Show Talk.
Let me get in here.
Dadgummit. My picture froze out. Oh, there we go. I got scared. I was like, I want to see it.
Damn.
Nice. Very nice.
Goddamn.
It's actually just some fan art that somebody sent me, but isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. Look at your legs,
No,
man.
the sword is at his penis.
That's cool. That's both, man. People call my sword or my penis the sword.
Excalibur.
Yep.
I love it.
Anyway,
Nice.
Very nice.
that's pretty cool.
Very
I like
nice.
it. I like the
Alright.
vest and everything. The negative space and everything. Yeah, it's very nice.
That should be your logo.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
What's the
Brooks.
college boy over here talking about negative space?
Damn, right? No shit. Brooks,
My-
show and tell. You're up. Show us what you've got.
I'm up first.
Especially now that you have a light. You're not up first. Bueller went first, asshole.
Well, first off, I went and got this guy the other day. Oh,
Doom.
That's so cool.
Classic Doom. He's got the little frilly.
Does he
thing
got
around
the
him.
frilly? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. He's classic Doom.
It looks all right, man.
He comes with like some different
He does the hand stuff or the
hands and stuff.
yeah, and the book.
And I picked this up at the comic shop the other day. It's a little Chandra plushie from Magic the Gathering.
You fucking nerd.
I like Chandra, man.
I got to get that Chandra plushie, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Fucking
She's a
Jay
card.
Strick, he like led me over to the Magic counter like after you walked off and trapped me. I'm like, damn.
Get it. Get it.
I also picked this up a couple
Nice.
weeks ago.
The Kirby.
Like, I think this is one of my favorites. I think it's Mr. Miracle, and then this one is my favorites out of the Jack Kirby stuff. Because I love this book because it's like these guys are kind of like representative of like kind of the hippie counterculture of the day. They're like, you know, most writers would like kind of make that seem like a negative thing, but Jack Kirby, he seems to actually think it's kind of a good thing, you know. But yeah, like good stuff right here.
I'm really glad you liked it, Brooks. That's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
It's
And
got some
actually,
really.
I was sorting through my comics, you know, getting my books or boxes sorted out, and I did pick out some issue number ones that I've picked up on your recommendation
Oh shit!
to show off today.
Nice.
You'd like that. Here's one. It's Bleed Them Dry number one.
Nice.
That
Really
was
real.
a cool vampire story.
Yeah, it is.
Decorum number one.
Oh, dude, one of the best books of the year, man.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one too.
Diagonals.
Actually, Jay Strick recommended this one. Wind number one.
It's Wind.
Wind.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, you got to get them all.
The wise. Yeah. The wise and I.
Here's a pretty recent one. Stillwater. number
Nice.
one.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very cool.
I just love that cover though. That cover is like super creepy. I love it. I
Yeah,
like
it
it.
is.
Oh, I mentioned this one earlier. Crossover number one.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Look at all those picks of the week, man.
Here's the last one. Department of Truth number one.
Fuck yeah!
Great
Wow.
job.
Another cool cover
Brooks.
too.
Yeah, you get that variant, man.
Yeah.
Do you still follow any of those books though?
Nope.
Well, so you're up to date on crossover, so you're good to go there.
Yeah, you're good to go there.
Yeah, it's like crossover's the only one I'm going to follow up on probably. I might end up buying them in like trades later on, you know.
Yeah, Brooks has got to spend too much money on X books every month.
Yeah,
So he's got a
all these
limited
fucking
indie
Xbox,
buying.
man.
That's right.
Perry, show and tell, you're up. Show us what
Okay.
you've got.
Well, we were talking about music, so I'm like, all right, well, I got some music. This is probably one of my favorite albums right here. Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous by Big L.
Nice.
I have it in a vinyl, which very underrated artist who passed away. Also, I'm a big Mummy fan, so I watched The Mummy when I was like 7 years old, and I thought I was going to be an archaeologist. So I've been holding on to this for like the last 20 years.
Dope.
My son took it.
Wow.
This thing's pretty cool. It's really heavy. It's really detailed. I love this thing.
Very nice.
So
It's dope as shit, man. I love that.
Well
I love
done.
Egyptian shit, man. I'm into it. I did Mummy Mondays this year because I love that shit so much. So
Heck yeah.
hell yeah. Jelani, show and tell. Show us what you've got.
All right. Well, I got a lot of action figures. I didn't bring books this time. The
You
one I
got
was gonna-
figures? Gasp.
No, who knew? Yeah, who knew? All right. Well, I'm gonna start off with one that I was gonna show last week, and that was Tool Belt Jason.
Fuck yeah,
I-
bro.
I love this Jason. He is so amazing, and he's got the pole that brought him back to life. I love that, and I love the detail of all of this. It's so clean. And then at Walmart, I went and found this randomly, and I was like, I guess I should get this, but I don't know. And when I first saw the pictures for it, I hated it, but now I'm kind of partial to it. This is the Venom cap, the Venomized cap they had for the Walmart exclusive.
That's cool looking.
I mean, it's not bad. I'm not mad at it. I mean, he's got a decent shield. I like the shield for it and all that cool
It
junk.
sounds like that's one that after you bought it and opened it, you were like, God damn it. I kind of
Yeah, it's okay, but it's not terrible. And then like I found one like on my lunch break today, which I was super excited for is this Flash multiverse, which I haven't opened yet.
I hate that figure, man.
Why do you hate it?
I hate how big his fucking ear things are, man.
Well, yeah, that too, but I'm gonna keep it in the box because of the way it looks. Because it looks not bad. It's not terrible.
That's cool to pose it like that in the box, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's the first one I've seen him do, McFarlane do, where he poses them in the box. It looks pretty decent. But yeah, I like the cover art on the back for the Flash one. It's fairly decent. And then I got one more. I got a Transformer today, and it's RC, and it's RC from, of course, the movie. She's she's fairly nice. I like her.
Well, Transformer
From the Earthrise. That's a lot of work. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
What did she transform into?
She's a car. RC's a car. But yeah, she goes well with the Springer.
Oh, that's cool.
So I like her, and then you get Ultra Magnus, but I don't have all that with me. And then my prized possession now, the thing that I love the most, and thank you, Mike, for this. This is my jam. This is my homeboy. This goes with me probably everywhere now. And that is my friend, the Baby Yoda.
Nice.
Child. Oh, it moves.
Oh, it's like a fucking Furby.
Yeah, he talks and everything. Every time you touch his head.
Oh my god! I want to see my.
Oh my God.
Oh my
see my cats
God.
right now, man. Every time I see
He's
fucking
so
the child,
precious.
I want to go see my cats.
He's so precious. And like he is the cutest thing ever. And like the second I saw this one, I was like, I saw the ones that were like dolls and stuff. I was like, I want that. I want that. I want him to talk to me and be cute at all times. And like Tony and Rob. Well, Rob has this head of Deadpool, and he has the Deadpool head with all the phrases.
Yeah.
And we put the Deadpool head and the Baby Yoda, and they talk to each other.
Does that Baby Yoda thing?
fantastic.
Does it learn? Is this something we have to be concerned about,
Does it
Jelani?
eat eggs?
Yeah, it's learning constantly.
It'll eat your eggs, bro. You just
It'll
watch
start
out
using
for
the
it.
Force to steal your Oreos and stuff.
Yeah, that's what he does. But yeah, that's my jam.
Hey, by the way, how much money did you spend on that?
That was $60. That was $60.
That's a commitment, brother.
Hey, I'm in love. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with the
That
child.
looked
Man.
real, man. The way it was moving, that's crazy.
It's so
All right,
cute. It's so cute.
show and tell, Rockin' Robbie. Show us what you got. That's me. Well, I
Exactly
haven't.
what that is.
Yeah, I slowed up on the Blu-rays, but don't worry, I just put it in a new order today. But the only Blu-ray I've gotten recently, I got the Fog Scream Factory edition. I
Nice.
love these
Fact.
editions of these classic horror films. I got some books I want to show, actual books. First of all, we were talking about the Stoic philosophy of Dalton in The Roadhouse, and Marcus Aurelius is the top-notch #1 guy. If you want to read anything about Stoicism, read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. You can really just do one a day and just kind of think about it. I love doing thrift store book finds. I got some thrift store book finds. I got Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which I've always had a digital copy, but now I have a physical. And I got Brave New World by Aldous Huxley because I've
Ooh,
been watching that new show and I've been liking it. So I want to read the book.
I have that one too.
Nice. I got some comics. There's a Fantastic Four right there, but it's signed by Chris Claremont.
Swag.
Super cool, nice guy. Trust
Nice.
me. Yeah.
He's met him several times.
There's a Thunderbolts #1 signed by Mark Bagley.
Nice.
Love that one. I love Thunderbolts. I have every issue. I really, really do. Another one of my favorite comic books is Jim and the Holograms. There's Jim and the Holograms #1, signed by the writer Kelly Thompson.
She's truly outrageous. Did you
Who
know
lives,
that?
Yeah, and Kelly actually lives in Bueller's neck of the woods. Here's one of my favorite comic books I own. It's Dino Riders #1.
Very nice.
Yes, like that's the hell of a find of a century. And then I got a couple toys, new ones. So first of all, this guy is Napoleon Bonafrog from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Playmates line, right there. One of the mutant frogs, and he comes with this little snake thing and this little fly dude or whatever, right? And then of course I've got his brother, Genghis Frog, who's got the cool shades that I always loved as a kid. Soda pop bombs, surfboard shield. Hell yeah. So I got a couple of new turtle figures right there.
Excuse me, sir. Those are frog amphibians.
Amphibians, yeah. My bad, you're right. But anyway, that's show and tell for me. So there. That's the end of the show, everybody. Thank you so much, PCP Army and everybody out there in the chat for joining us. Bueller, thank you so much for joining us. Your first PCP movie night experience. How'd you find it, and what are your final thoughts?
I enjoyed it, man. Roadhouse is a great way to make it my first experience like this. And I don't know if it's ever going to be top, so this might be a one and done, to be totally honest. I think another movie that might be able to top a Roadhouse, and you know what? It's slim pickings, to be honest with you.
That's basically Bueller being like, don't ask me to be on another one.
Don't ask me to do any movies.
I'm glad you're picking up on that, Robbie. I appreciate that. But no, seriously, man, this was a blast. I had a great time. I was looking forward to this when you asked me last month. I was like, man, that sounds awesome. Because you know what? I've actually always wanted to do a review of Roadhouse video or something like that. And I actually thought about doing it a couple of years ago. I just never did. So now I can check this off my bucket list with a lot of great people. So I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And you've changed my life because I became a man again at 39.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of trying to become a man, Perry, final thoughts.
Oh man, Roadhouse was awesome. Super dope. I definitely am looking forward to watching it again. And checking out more of the Swayze movie films that he's been an actor in. And thank you for having me on. I'll definitely be back. If you want me to see any other movies, I'll watch them. I actually just went on eBay and I put in random movies and and then it was like a random movie lot for $25. So I'm gonna be getting a lot of random movies. I think that'll be a cool video, like unboxing random movies and then watching them, which I'm kind of dreading now. It seems like a mistake, but
You're gonna watch a lot of duds, but Roadhouse 2 is gonna be in it. You're gonna be like,
hey, that'll be great. I'd watch Roadhouse too. I want to watch a bad movie. I haven't seen a bad movie yet. Everything I kind of enjoyed so far.
oh,
that's good.
I'm sure we can all
Surprising.
give you some suggestions.
We'll find some bad ones.
Bueller, Perry, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. You're both welcome back. Of course, we're not going to ask Bueller back. But whatever. Maybe if we do Citizen Kane. What about you, Jelani? Final thoughts?
Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you guys so much for doing this. This is for the first time meeting both of you, like in person for real, I guess virtually. And I'm very impressed by both of you. Yeah, so
That's the first time I've heard that.
please, God, yeah, even you, Bueller, even that Roadhouse was your choice for a movie. It was a great choice, man, and I'm glad I got to watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very appreciative. And you guys, of course, stay safe, everybody. Make sure that you drink your water, say your prayers, do all your fun stuff. Yeah, well, Bueller, we're gonna have to see you in Oregon one day, man. Because I really need to like take a part of whatever that this dispensary thing is that you have now. So I'm gonna have to be there for most of that.
Bueller's like, yo, don't get the wrong impression about me.
Yeah.
Bueller doesn't
No,
run
not
this
you.
thing.
Not you.
Look at that.
Yeah. Well done. Well
That's
done.
nice. That's a nice. That's nice.
Station, bro. Station.
We're relatively close to Perry too. We're just scared as fuck
Yeah.
of Florida right now, man. To be honest.
Yeah, dude. Can't go to Florida, man.
You guys are in Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
okay, I know where that
We're a
is.
hot
Every
skip
place
it.
where you live is a dispensary. Every place.
Yeah. But thanks you guys for being here. And I love the choice of movie. So yeah, we should do this again. We should
Brooks,
definitely
final
do this again.
thoughts.
Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. All night long.
Oh.
Hell yes. And we'll end it with that, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. On behalf of everybody here, thank you for watching. We are dipping out. We're taking a 2-week break, but we'll be back in 2 weeks for Black Christmas. Join us then. And until then, be nice.